Okay, looks like we're set to go. Appreciate the patience among people that kind of sat through the wait. Um, Let me see. Oh gosh. All right, y'all should be able to hear me now. That would have been a tragedy. Imagine if I was talking that whole time and you couldn't hear me. But y'all, I'd like to welcome y'all to my birthday live stream. Yes, I've turned 34 today. So I'm hosting kind of like a Q&A to kind of celebrate. And I'm gonna be honest, I feel a little out of character because I was gonna wear my vest today, like my suit and my vest. But I got a birthday present. I'm wearing it right now from my sister, my mom, two of my sisters, and I just couldn't resist. It's just too badass. Juan, what's going on? I appreciate the birthday shout out. You say you can hear me? That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Cool, cool. But yeah, I dropped the link, so if anyone wants to come on the chat, come on the stream rather, go ahead and click that link and we can chop it up. But before I start having people come on, let me just go ahead and share a few things. So I mentioned that I was going to be starting a new YouTube channel. And before I get into that, let me show this. So I'm going to share my screen and you're going to be wondering exactly what is this. And this is a countdown timer. And the reason this is a countdown timer is because, believe it or not, live streaming is actually something I used to do a lot back in the day. And I've kind of gotten away from it. And I want to get back to doing it because that's how I was able to offer like probably the most value to you guys in the audience. Reason being is it's the most interactive and probably the best for me as a content creator. Now, I watch YouTube more than I watch actual TV. In fact, I think YouTube is my TV, if I'm going to be honest. And I watch the lead attorney like Anton Daniels, like Roberto Blake. And one thing that all these people have in common, they're on the stream for like freaking 3, 4, 5 hours. And I'm seeing, oh, Quan, you can relate to that. So you be on YouTube watching too. I'm glad to see I'm not alone. But one thing that I've noticed is I see the results that they're getting, and I can't ignore that. So I have to get back into the live streaming market. I've never actually done something over 3 hours, and that's why we are doing this today as a milestone. So the goal is to do a stream for 3 hours, and yeah, that's the goal. I'm pretty confident that we can hit it, but that's why I have this timer, and probably every 30 minutes I will bring it on screen just to see how we're progressing. But that's kind of the story about what we're going to be doing today. As far as that new YouTube channel, so y'all want to hear about that. Okay. So there's a few things that I'm known for. Finances, veganism, health and wellness. Those are just a few things. But there's one thing that I have not really made that much content about that everyone says that I'm known for. And it's something that really bugs me when I see it's not done right. And that's actually what I call social dynamics. So, starting today, I'm actually launching a YouTube channel called Social Dynamics. And this is a channel where I will actually be covering exactly how do you make friends, how do you make connections, and how do you network, and what are the interconnectivity of various different types of social dynamics. So I've seen people throughout the years lose friends, struggle to gain friends, not know how to build genuine connections. And there are people that go all over the Metroplex going to networking events, right? And they actually don't know how to network. And it's something that I always wonder why is it an issue, but this is something that always came natural to me. And this is what's different from the other things I talked about. See, money and business and finance, that's something that maybe I had a talent for, but it didn't come natural. There was a process I went through to get good at it. Veganism and health and wellness. Now, I don't care what anyone says. When you first go vegan, you're gonna make some mistakes. You're gonna pick something up that probably has animal products in it, and you didn't know how to read it yet. So, boom, there you go. And I had to go through a process of learning about that. But the social dynamics, this is the one thing that I never had to go through a process to be good at it. I just kind of had this like intuition. And not to get heavy into the astrology, although I do know someone that is heavy in astrology. He said he wants to hop on later, but this is the channel. My moon is actually in Aquarius, and so is my ascendant sign. And for those of y'all that know about Aquarius, it's an air sign, so it doesn't really surprise me that networking and people and friends and connection is such a huge thing, not just in my life, but just generally speaking. So that's the announcement of the Social Dynamics YouTube channel. I'm going to say that for everyone that's watching, I dropped the link in the chat if you want to join me live. But if y'all have any questions, not just about social dynamics, but really just anything, whether it's social dynamics, business, finance, health and wellness, just pop them in the chat. Or if you want to come on the screen and chop it up about it, hey, that's what we're here for. While we're waiting for some people to come up, how about we get a little more noise in the chat? Feel free to share how you're doing. And let's see. Kwong, I'm actually kind of curious. What do you be looking up on YouTube? Because YouTube is a pretty vast library. So what you be looking up? I'll share briefly what I'll be looking up. So video games. I used to be kind of big in anime back in the day. And I'll look up some things on how to do things, but I'm going to stick to the entertainment value. Yeah. One of the guys I've been watching pretty recently that's in the comic book stuff, and he's pretty funny. He's called Zaffy. Let's see. Okay. While people are filling in the chat, I'm going to do some kind of funny. So, happy birthday. Hey, Jeanette. I appreciate it. Yep. I'm 34 today. That's a pretty big milestone. Thank you for this information. Hey, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to serve. I will say, Jeanette, did you have any questions? Did you want to pop in the chat? Or if you wanted to hop on the stream, let me know. But while people are coming up and putting their information in the chat, I'm actually going to share. Oh, man. Is that the astrology guru himself? David, that's you? You in the chat? Hey, man, I dropped the link in the, it should be in the chat right now. So let me know if it's not working or something, but feel free to come up. I know you're pretty big into astrology, so we can have a big talk. But yeah, the way the chat is going to work is as far as people coming up, if someone's in the background, I'll bring them up and we can chop it up for 10, 15, 20 minutes. And just so we can kind of rotate and give more people a chance to talk and share what they have to say on various topics. Let's see. Jeanette, I look up vegan food and better ways to serve. I can relate to that. Jeanette, there's a YouTube channel that you might be interested in checking out. It's called OK Raw. Back in the day, I used to get a lot of recipes from him. He talks about being a raw foodist. This time around, he's not 100% raw. He's like 85% raw, but he still gives a lot of good information. Definitely check him out when you get a chance. Hey, Gail, I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate the happy birthday shout out. It feels good to be 34. I can definitely say that. Let's see. Jeanette, sure, I will hop on with you. Okay. So yeah, we'll wait for some. We got our first person that's hopping online. Let's see, set it up real quick. Hey, David, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's good, brother? How you feeling, man?
Hey, I'm feeling awesome. Day's been good so far. The freaking sun is out. I don't think I can ask more than to have the sun out. Sometimes you have a birthday, and it'll be all cloudy and stuff. It's like, man, come on, this ain't what I was picturing.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And it'd be on like a Tuesday or something. You're like, what kind of stuff? Like, what is this? Like For real, man. Happy birthday. You know what I'm saying? Happy birthday to you, King. You already know, man. Sending you much positive energy, health, wealth, right? Abundance, prosperity, all of that good stuff, man, for sure.
Mhm. Yeah, it's much appreciated.
Yes, sir.
But
Yes, sir.
I know it's been a minute. We haven't really talked. I mean, we've been messaging back and forth every now and then, but we haven't really talked like over the phone or anything like
Yeah.
that for really since this summer 2024.
Yeah, it's been a minute since we like really chopped it up, man. Just been busy, man. Entrepreneurship. I just got back from Panama in September, man. I was there for a year and about 2 months. I lived there for a year and 2 months. So just got back
Oh,
to the States. Yeah, yeah. When we met at when did we meet at Vid Summit? That was 2024, October, right?
yeah, October of yeah October 2024.
Okay, yeah. So I was in Miami, went to Panama, and then I went to London, then I went back, then I went to Dallas, and then I flew back to Panama. So yeah, I was in Panama for a year and 2 months. Um, it was an interesting thing. It was pretty good, but it was interesting.
I
Yeah.
love how you
So
use the term interesting. Like there's
it
more to it, but it's not appropriate to go into it.
I wouldn't say it's inappropriate, man. It's just first of all, it was good. Let me make that clear. It was just I'm into spirituality, so I'm just gonna say this part. Like I went there originally for business, and when I got there, it wasn't really like that. It was more about me taking time to myself and kind of recalibrate my energy. So I was like taken away from everyone I'm usually around. And I spent a lot of time alone in Panama, man. A lot. And I just say that to say I've experienced, the people, the culture, which is amazing, by the way. It's very peaceful. But it was just, dealing with some. They do have racism in Panama, especially colorism and things along those lines. So some stuff I dealt with in terms of that, but you kind of get that everywhere to a degree. So I didn't let that ruin my experience. But that's why I say it was interesting because I found out a lot about myself in that atmosphere or in that environment, right? In terms of I don't know if I'm getting too deep into it because it's your live, you feel me? So I don't want to get too deep into it, but it was it
Okay,
was a it was a good thing.
okay, fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've actually heard that. I'll switch the topic in a sec because I know some people they'll be like, "Are y'all a traveling channel?" But I've heard a lot about a lot of people retiring in Panama, particularly like Americans. And
Yeah.
when I was watching these videos, they're kind of covering how some people retire, how like how far the U.S. dollar goes, particularly in the Panama economy, and it was actually kind of interesting.
Yeah, it goes pretty far. Depends on where you live.
Hmm.
Um, but a you're gonna get, a good bang for your buck though. Like Panama is still relatively inexpensive. Uh and I can see why people retire there, right? It's close to a lot of different places. Like it's only a 3.5 hour flight from Miami, right? So you're close to the States. You're still close to Colombia, Peru, Brazil, all of these other places. And and it's an up and coming place, right? There's already a lot of Americans moving over there, migrating over there. So it's going to be interesting to see where Panama is in the next 5 years, and I'm excited to see it, man. Because again, I'm definitely going back to Panama for sure. I'm gonna be back in Panama frequently. So yeah, it's a good place to definitely look into investing in. And if you want to go to a different country and have property, right, to have options, I think Panama is definitely a safe bet. The only thing is just rain season. If you don't like the rain, being there from, I'll say, May through November, it's raining pretty much every day. Now, it's
Oh,
not
man.
pouring every day. It's not pouring every day, but it will have like spotty rain just randomly throughout the day. Like it literally rains pretty much every day. Like I'll say out the week, you're probably going to get rain 5 days out the week. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's real spotty. Like it's real spotty, and it depends on where you at.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah. But it's
Yes.
beautiful during the summertime. The summer is for them is December through May. So it's no rain. Like it's beautiful all of the time. So that's kind of like the good part about it.
Well, it is. It's on my travel list, but hearing you talk about it, it's steadily moving its way higher and higher and higher of my list. I gotta admit that.
Yeah, I honestly think you'll like it, man. I mean, you're a pretty laid back person.
Mhm.
You could kind of you're good with just talking to people and stuff like that. You'll like it, man. It's very peaceful, bro. Like one thing about Panama that I enjoyed, you can be like, listen, you'll be walking down the street 2 a.m., nobody bothering you.
Oh,
It's a very live place, like especially where I was at. I was in El Cangrejo, and it was a very alive and vibrant culture. Like you could be outside on a Tuesday and there's like festivals going on. Like it was really dope. Like I really liked Panama for the most part. I think part of it was I was just ready to leave. You know, when you're somewhere for a year and a half or year and some change and you don't live like or you don't leave a lot, you're gonna be tired and ready to leave, right? So that's kind of how it was. But you'll like Panama for sure.
okay. I'll take your word for it.
Yes, sir.
So I remember on Facebook, you were really kind of going into the astrology thing because that's your expertise.
Yeah.
Um, I would ask you this. It kind of mirrors the conversation we had when we first met, but I didn't particularly ask about this in particular. You know,
Mhm.
you were talking about you should really focus on your moon sign and your ascendant sign. Everyone is so focused on the sun sign and Western astrology when you should be
Yeah.
looking at those other signs because they have such a impact on your personality. What do you have to say about someone with the moon and ascendant sign in Aquarius?
Sun and Moon in Aquarius.
Yep, and I'm
Well,
talking. It's not anyone. It's not a mysterious person. I'm talking about myself.
I'm pretty sure you are. Most people do because like it's cool. First of all, you were born on a new moon. When you have your sun and the moon in the same sign, you were born on a new moon. Uh, so that usually means you have a more quiet, darker nature to you, right? Uh, for sure, right? You already laughing because you already know what time it is. And in Aquarius, bro, like you are a natural humanitarian, right? You're into information. All you do is just consume information. Like Aquarius never gets tired of consuming information. You're probably quirky behind the scene, behind closed doors. Like you probably like just watching just shit that most people don't watch or whatever. So it's stuff like that. And Aquariuses are very smart, man. They're really revolutionary people, man, because they care a lot about humanity. That's why they have that humanitarian type of energy. And for people that don't know, a lot of people think Aquarius is a water sign. It's not. It's an air sign, right?
Yeah.
And it's fixed, so people could view you as stubborn. Like you may, if you get in a debate with somebody, they'll be like, "Yo, you're a know-it-all." Blah blah blah. That's definitely Aquarius energy, right? And the sun and the moon, like again, the moon is your emotional stability. So for you, learning brings you stability, right? Learning, information, talking to people, talking about what you learn to people. This is how you this is really how you regulate your emotions. You know what I'm saying, to a degree. And your son, this is how you consciously express yourself. You consciously express yourself through sharing information with people. So that's what I would say off of, just off of a quick synopsis without looking at your chart.
That's a pretty. Oh, yeah. I wanted to make sure I wasn't still on mute. Pretty interesting synopsis because then that kind of describes what I kind of do in pretty much everything.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, and there's so much to it, bro. There's so much to a chart. Like so much, right?
Oh
So
yeah, like I think one thing that's underrated is the Star Lords that follow your sign.
oh, 100%. Because they show you how you express certain information. And but it gets so deep though. Like most people use Western, and Western. I'm gonna be honest. Western has two uses. All right. First of all, it wasn't meant to necessarily be used for astrology. It was meant to be used as a calendar. That's why Aries season starts on the same day every single year for Western. But the Earth, it moves a little bit every single year, and that point changes and shifts. But
Yeah,
Western stuck to that because again, they're viewing it as a calendar, and I'm still doing this is more theory, so I'm doing research on this second part. But Western, I believe, is really more of your ancestral energy, like what's going on in the ethers in terms of your ancestors, right? Your spiritual lineage. That seems more legit because it's like ahead, right? But sidereal, again, it's more geared towards you specifically as a person. What did you come here for? What are your gifts? What are your challenges? What is your soul challenge? What did you literally come here for to learn as a soul, not as a being, not as a person, but as a soul? What did you come here to experience, right? What are your, again, what are your talents? What is your career? What is your karma, right? What are your compatibility partners? There's so many different things, right? Darn, it's so many different things, Z. So many, right? Or where is life putting you? I was in El Cangrejo, vegan veteran. I was in El Cangrejo, and San Francisco. But yeah, like I'm gonna bring this up. I think this is one of the best parts about Vedic astrology specifically, and I think you'll find this fascinating. But Mm, there is a planet that heavily influences your life for a certain amount of time. It varies depending on what planet it is. So, for example, we call them dashas in Vedic. And say, for example, you're in your Jupiter dasha. A Jupiter dasha, I believe, is 16 years. So, when you look at Jupiter in your chart, it's really telling you that, hey, this planet is heavily influencing you, and these parts of your charts are being of your chart is being activated for 16 years, because from a karma perspective, you're on this certain path specifically influenced by this planet. And every all 7 planets, there's nine, but there's 9 planets that have these dashas, and they range from different time frames. Venus is 20 years, the sun is, I think, 6 years. Rahu, which is the north node, is 18 years. So it just depends, but I think you would enjoy that information. So definitely look that up. Or consult with an astrologer, right? And and book with me, you feel me? And I got you. So, you know,
Hashtag shameless plug.
shameless plug, you feel me? Shameless plug, entrepreneurship status. So yeah.
And let me know how y'all feel about the astrology chart in the or the astrology talk in the chat, because I don't know, if people are eating it up. We could keep going on with that, but while
Yes.
people are sharing that, I would ask David, given the fact that I'm starting a new, well, I already started a channel called Social Dynamics, that will really be going into just how people struggle nowadays to make friends, make connections, or to network, and showing them basically how I did it. Are there
Mhm.
any questions? Like, are there any questions you want to hit me with? Did you feel that these would make great video topics because people are struggling with this particular like social issue? Because you
Mm.
probably be more informed on it than anyone, given your astrology background.
Yes, I can see that because astrology really is psychology. And so I can see that. A question, I don't really have one right now, but I'm going to come up with some. But I, how do you feel about the mixture of cultures right now? Because right now I feel like there's just such a diverse group, right? Like you have Gen X, you have Gen Z, you still have, some of the boomers still alive. That's still in leadership, right? And you have the millennials who are coming up into these leadership positions very soon. So how does that look for you? Where do you feel millennials are at in that process? For now, like how you feel about that?
Uh, Interesting question. I kind of feel that in general, everyone is kind of going through an identity crisis, and how it's manifesting depends on which generation you're in. Like Gen Zs are they're going through an identity crisis on how they make their money because they didn't have a laid out structure on how to do it. And they're rejecting the laid out structure that's in place because, if we're going to be honest, it's crap. So
Yeah.
they're kind of here, well, I'm going to do this side hustle, but like, it's not making me enough money to sustain myself. So I'm going to do multiple side hustles, but then you're not becoming an expert at any one thing. And that ends up costing you in the long run. I think millennials are kind of insecure about just the whole political environment, because we kind of lived in the in between of like the traditional old like America and the traditional values and this new stuff that's on the block. And that kind of spills over into everything, finance, relationships, just everything. So I kind of feel like everyone's going through their own identity crisis. But in order for us to come up to conquer it as a society, we have to acknowledge that we're going through it.
100%. We're 100% going through that, and I think it's very. I talk about millennials a lot. I
Mhm.
mean, obviously, I'm a little bit biased to us because I'm a millennial, but I genuinely believe we're in such an auspicious time, and it's very interesting with millennials because we are deconditioning. A lot of people don't even know that the beliefs they have are not even their beliefs, right? Like you are conditioned at a young age to have these beliefs, and now we're getting to a point to where those beliefs are starting to drop off, and we're starting to question everything, right? So I feel like millennials are in a very auspicious time because I do like research on some of this stuff, right? And there's a
David,
book.
hold that thought because I think Kwong might have some good input on this. I'm gonna bring him up. Hey,
Okay,
Kwong,
bet,
can you
bet,
hear
bet.
us?
I can. Can you hear me?
Go on. What up, man?
What up? Hey, David.
Yeah.
Pleased to meet
So,
you.
Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah.
I,
Happy
I want
birthday, Elijah. We're going to start that
Yeah,
off.
I know,
to
right?
appreciate Kwong.
For sure.
I will say this real quick because I've been told I need to get better at this. I need to get better at this. So I'm gonna be getting my rounds, getting my reps in doing this stream. But everyone, if y'all are feeling generous and y'all want to support your boy, feel free to, in the form of a present, leave a super chat or shoot me some money on the Cash App because all that goes towards supporting the stream, which supports all the brands, which gets more content to y'all. So everyone it benefits.
And
But
Cash App instead, so YouTube don't take it, and they take forever. So just Cash App him. You feel me? I'm gonna
hey,
say
hey,
it
hey,
for
hey,
him. I don't know if he was gonna say. I'm gonna say it for him.
well, he said the part I'm not allowed to say as a host, so it's out there. Appreciate it.
You already know. You already know.
But David, you were cooking on the millennials. What's up? What were you about to say after that?
I was gonna say, so there's a book that I read. It's called The Fourth Term by Neil Howe and I forgot the other person's name, but it really in a nutshell, it goes over how we're meant to view time, not from a linear perspective, but through cycles and how, and it's called a saculum. And so every every section of a saculum, you could view it as seasons in a year, right? But it's 20 to 25 years apiece. So
Mhm.
there's a different archetype that's born in each of these sections. And millennials are the hero archetype. Not in this, that's why we see so many hero movies in our generation, because we're the archetype. That's why we resonate with them. So right now, millennials are in this threshold to where we're letting go of old beliefs. We don't resonate with the older systems no more. It was why so many millennials are going entrepreneurship and self-employment and things along those lines. And we are meant to build new systems so that the generations after us actually have a way to provide for themselves and actually thrive through sovereignty, not through needing a government to help you out in all of these, but actually thrive from an independent perspective, right? And I was doing research on when is the last generation that was born that was so similar to millennials, because there's only four archetypes. Everyone is different in certain ways, but there's four different archetypes. And so I was like, okay, well, when is the last hero archetype that were born, right? Which was JFK and all of them, which was the GI generation. It was JFK, MLK, Marilyn Monroe, Baldwin, all of these people that were born in the early 1900s. And look what they did. They came in after World War. I forgot if it was one or two, but they came in after that and they rebuilt, the whole political architecture space, not railroads, but highways and things along those lines. So we are the same exact archetype, but we're born in a different time frame with technology. So we're meant to create and build new systems for society to thrive in. This is why millennials are going through these challenges, because we have to build these characteristics and traits that form leaders. So that's where we're at in our part of time.
Oh, that's deep.
Yeah.
Kwong, what's your view on that?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about millennials, I am one of the elderly ones. I mean, we're really getting to that middle-aged, I guess, time frame, and that's where we are kind of mid-career and have the opportunity to make a big impact on what we want to do in our own lives, and those of us that are at higher responsibility in a corporation or even our own business, right? We have the opportunity to impact people a lot, and we have a little bit of that experience under our belt, because I think it's a little different when you're a young entrepreneur or a young corporate employee. You just don't have that experience yet. You just don't know as much. It's not to say you can't do things as a younger person, but I think when you're older, you've just been through more things. You've taken some bumps here and there, so hopefully you've learned a little bit. I like to think I've learned a few things after making mistakes in my life and career. So yeah, I think that definitely we have that opportunity to. And you were talking about the technology. Yeah, I mean, it's the technology has just been amazing in the time that we have lived, and it just gets you just like think, wow, what's next? And we're right now, I think it's AI is really the big hot topic of discussion and growth, and that really seems like it's gonna impact jobs and work and entrepreneurship massively.
Definitely.
Gail says, I'm supposedly a boomer, but born 1 year before Gen X. I actually feel more like a Gen X than a boomer. That's interesting.
It's a spectrum. Like, a lot of people kind of get caught in this thing in astrology, and I'll explain the principle. But
Appreciate it, Tony. Happy
if you're
birthday.
born like right on that brink, then honestly, you choose whoever you're resonated with. That's the difference, right? A year is not really gonna, when you think about the grand scheme of, like, think about it, children actually being born in a time frame, right? Like, a year is not going to make much of a difference. It just depends on which generation you're more resonant with than the other one, right? So that would make sense that you would choose, Gen X over the boomer, depending on your personality, what you're into, and stuff like that. So, and the reason I brought up astrology for that is, when people in astrology, what happens is people get lines in a chart are there just for us to logically understand a boundary. But
Mm-hmm.
it does, like, a person could have, let's say, for example, a person has their moon, like you said, in Aquarius at 1 degree, right? They're still going to feel that Capricorn energy because it's only 1 degree in Aquarius. And it's a spectrum. We gotta view things as a spectrum of, like, close to something other than something dividing it. And once you're on this side of the line, then that's what you are. It's not really like that. So I just wanted to use that as an example on why I explained it that way.
Good point. Good point. So, Kwong, I know you've been getting around for the past, I want to say, year or two, as far as like just social events. And David, I wouldn't mind you chiming in on this too. But how do you feel about the current like social environment, just in general? Do you feel like people are happy, people are sad, people are frustrated? And what are your thoughts on that?
At least in the vegan community that we spend a lot of time in Dallas, it feels like after the pandemic, people were just not as social as they were pre-pandemic. I don't know. I don't know if that's just maybe my sample size is too small, but that's just kind of my general feeling, and that's why I'm working on it, and hosting a lot of vegan, vegetarian related events in Dallas, is to kind of bring that community back and say, hey guys, you can hang out now. You can get out of your basement. It's okay. It's okay.
Your basement, your man caves, your
That's right.
whatever you want to call it.
That's right. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Oh man.
I'll let David go first.
It's a mixed bag for me. Like, first of all, I just got back, so I don't really know how it is in America yet. Panama was pretty cool. I was going to like these uh, invitation only events, and I thought that was pretty dope. Right, so I'm gonna be honest. It was dope to me, you know. So I really enjoyed it. But being
I'm
back in
laughing because of Gail's comment. Like, apparently we're both drinking the smoothie. But yeah, go ahead.
But I just think we're in an interesting place, man, because again, there's multiple generations in place, right? Like you have millennials who we grew up on collaboration, physical connection with people, right? People got to remember we grew up in the analog before digital era. So we can form connections without social media, right? So we actually desire to get out, but we are also at the same time rebuilding ourselves in private. And I would also say with millennials that we're really looking for our tribe, right? Like we're noticing we don't resonate with every group anymore, right? We're like, that group does this, I'm cool. And it's not to say that we're not open to new things, but we kind of know what we like and dislike to a degree. We're like, I'm kind of cool on that, you know. So that's part of it, and we're honestly figuring out more about ourselves in terms of what we actually enjoy now in our life. Peace of mind. We love peace of mind. We love being outside. We love collaborating on different things, which is why community is so important. So I just say those things to say I think that the desire to get out is there.
Mm-hmm.
However, we're just in this very uh weird phase to where the the events aren't quite there yet. There are some popping up, but we're just kind of waiting to we're waiting for the right events to pop up, and then we could kind of start speaking to people, collaborating with people, really seeing growth in different platforms between collaborations. So things like that, I believe is kind of where we're at.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Y'all in the chat, feel free to share how do y'all feel about the current social environment right now. And it doesn't have to be about social environment. I know that's kind of where I'm gearing the conversation, but this is a general Q&A too. So if you got questions about Elijah, so this Airbnb game, like how do I get started, or how do I deal with guests, or health and wellness questions, feel free to drop those as well. Yeah.
I also there was something I want to say. It kind of left my mind. It'll come back eventually. But like
What?
as soon as I was about to say it, it was like, whoop.
While you collect your thoughts, Kwong, is there something in particular that you want to ask me?
What YouTube channels do you like watching, Elijah?
It depends on I got to ask you what genre. I watch YouTube. YouTube is my TV. So
Yeah, it's the same for me. I would say it's the same for me. There's so much stuff. There is, and it's a lot of it's good.
Yeah.
No commercials. If you have YouTube Premium, no commercials.
I don't. I gotta click the skip.
Yeah, me too. I don't have the YouTube premium. I used to, but I don't got the premium, yo. So like, put some respect on my name. Don't bring that up again. No, just play.
I'm not promoting it for obvious reasons, but I know ad blockers still exist. I didn't officially say that though, but
I still use it on my PC, but when you want a couch watching it from your TV, it's kind of like, and then they getting disrespectful with the timing. Like first it was 20 seconds, now it's up to 50. I'm like, yo, what is this what we really doing? So,
I feel mixed about that because I get you, but I'm a content creator, so it is a revenue source.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not even mad at it, bro. I cannot be mad at it. You ain't answer this question though. Like, what are some YouTube channels you watch, or some genres that you watch?
Okay, well, like I say, it really depends on the genre. You got to give me a genre because I watch pretty much some of everything. So I just give me like a particular genre. I could probably name something. Science. Okay. There's a YouTube channel called Real Life Lore, and it breaks down like the geography of like various places in the world, and it kind of breaks down the civilizations and how they sustain themselves and if they're going to be in trouble in the future or how they'll be fine based on the individual climate. And he breaks it down in a scientific way. It's called real life lore. In fact, the biggest thing I've learned from him, he talked about America and how 80% of the population lives on one side of the continent. And that's basically the right side. And the left side is more or less barren, with the exception of California and Washington. And he broke down why Washington has a population. It's because it's all surrounded around the rainwater. So the areas that have the rainwater are the most populated because they support civilization. And the droughts are the ones where the towns are more sparse. So why is that relevant? Since I invest in real estate, so many people are upping the Midwest. Like, oh, you got to invest in the Midwest. You got to invest in the Midwest. But this guy broke down the meridian line, where it's the line where essentially this is kind of like desert territory, and this is where all the plants are growing. And once you look at that line, most of the Midwest is left of the line. So if you invest in those areas, unless America starts to change how agriculture works in that area, they could have some serious problems in a generation or two because they're not managing the water right. Now, why does that matter for me? It wouldn't matter because it's not going to happen in my generation, but real estate is a wealth play. I want to pass this to my descendants. Do I want to pass them something where there's going to be a big problem like that in the future? No. So I have more interest in our Metroplex and in the Mid-East. I think people are sleeping on the Mid-East. But that's a good example of how to take that information and apply it to what I'm doing.
I love to see that. That's dope. That's dope. Especially thinking generations in advance, right? Because that's what it's about. Like at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, we're here to, live our life and enjoy ourselves, right? And all these other things. But we definitely have to make sure we're setting up our kids and our kids up for success, man, because we don't want to just keep on, right, multiplying the survival mindset, right, and poverty mindset. That's just something that we're over, and I think a lot of us are just we are actually going through that transition and actually doing the things. So that's dope to hear that, man. I love to see that.
Right. Let me just remind everyone, if y'all want to join the stream, there should be a link that's pinned at the top of the comments, the chat. So just click that link and you can join in on the conversation. Gail says, I moved from Dallas to a vegan wasteland. There doesn't seem to be a vegan community here in Greenville. Yeah, I could really see that. Jeanette says, I want to know more about January Capricorns. Well, geez, I wonder why. Jeanette,
I know, right?
Is there some information we should know about? Shout out to Tony. He just sent me some money on the Cash App. If I had sound effects, I'd give like a clapping sound, but appreciate it.
January Capricorns. Well, first of all, if you're a January Capricorn and you're using the Western system, more than likely you are a Sagittarius, but that's another conversation for another day. Uh, right? Like, more than likely you're a Sagittarius. So, I mean, January, like, I don't get into like the different months of Capricorns. I just get into the Capricorn energy, right? Capricorns are just straight up hard workers. Like, you look at Capricorn energy is Denzel Washington energy. That's what Capricorn energy is. It's very serious, disciplined, strategic, right? Work. Capricorns love to work. Period. Right. So that's what I would say. But again, it depends on when you're born. I would honestly say more than likely you're a Sagittarius. Especially if you're philosophical, you can't stand being boggled down in one place, right? You're very optimistic, advantageous, right? You're always taking little mini adventures like side quest and video games. That's Sagittarius energy, right? Like, and it's a fire sign, so they kind of snappy. So yeah, like that's how I would, you know, say
Yeah.
that.
I'd be more interested in the Star Lords. If I remember right, Capricorn, the Star Lords that govern Capricorn, there's a Capricorn Sun, a Capricorn Moon, and a Capricorn Mars. So which one of the three Capricorns are you?
Well, I mean, it really doesn't matter. It's about whatever planets are in that sign. You look at the ruler and where it's at, and that has a huge effect on that part of your chart. The planet that rules Capricorn is Saturn. It co-rules with Aquarius. Aquarius is like the modern day ruler. But from a traditional perspective, look at your Saturn placement, and that's going to tell you a lot uh, about that part of your astrology chart. But again, with astrology, like just to give people a crash course, if you just want to know these things, right? Like just offer it. When you go look at your chart, first of all, there's going to
Hey,
be
David, while you're breaking
my
that
bad.
down, I gotta ask you to drop your whichever social media you're most talking about this, drop it in the chat, whether it's YouTube or Facebook, etc. Because
Got
people are
you.
gonna be wondering, like, I want to hear more. Just
I
make it
got you.
easy for them and just drop it in the chat.
I'll drop it in my chat in a minute. It's my Instagram. I talk about a bunch of stuff, not always astrology, but I do talk about a lot of astrology, just a FYI.
Mm-hmm.
But first, when you go to a chart at a calculator, right? I personally would recommend AstroSeek. All right, I'll drop that in the chat as well for reference in a second. And when you go to your options, it's going to tell you to put in your birth date, your birth time, your location, and then there's going to be an option. I think down on the right, it's going to say tropical. You're going to select that option and you're going to click sidereal instead of tropical. All right, that's what you're going to do. Period. Okay. If you want me to go into detail in the why, I can. Just let me know and I will do it. However, okay, now with that being said, when you're looking at your chart, the
Hey,
three things
Jeanette,
you're going to
you wanna hop on? It sounds like you're really feeling it. David, go ahead.
yeah, so when you're looking at your chart, there's three things you want to look at. First of all, or three things to pay attention to. There are the planets, there are obviously the signs in which the planets are in, but there's also the houses. Those are the little numbers that you see in the sections. All right. This is important because this tells you where that part of your life is being affected. So, for example, let's say I'm looking at Elijah's chart, right? And let's say he has Mars, Venus, and Jupiter in his second house. The second house is all about money, like your savings account, your checking account, family values, and also your voice, right? So when I look at a person's chart, I know that that's a big theme within this person's life, and then how he's going to be impacted by that. I'm going to look at the the lord of the sign it is in. So if it's in, let's say it's in Aquarius, Saturn rules Aquarius, so I'm gonna look for Saturn in his chart. And there's going to be a point in time. This goes back to when I was telling you that a planet rules your life, it influences your life for a certain amount of time. When Saturn becomes your dasha and influences you most, those part of your charts are being activated. So those are going to be like focal points in your life for that time frame.
Entrepreneur Marriage. What's up? That's Mikey and Mahogany. Appreciate you dropping in. I know the other day y'all said y'all might be interested in hopping on too. If you want to, there's a link in the top of the live chat, so you can just click that if you want to join us. But we appreciate you stopping by. Did you have more, David, or were you about to land?
I was just about to land. That was really pretty much it because I mean, when I get into astrology, I'm going like super deep with it. So I'm just kind of leave it there. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna leave it there because this is my bag. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Uh, Tony asks, would you prefer to be young, 18 or younger, in this time or your own time? Um, I'm not entirely sure about the question. Are you saying like, what's y'all's interpretation on that? Like, is he saying like, if I could choose to be born and I would be 16 now, would I pick that over my current age? What do y'all think?
I get what he's saying. Well, first of all, Twan, you can go first because I probably went first, so I want to be.
You mean Kwong?
Oh, get
No,
yeah.
no worries. No worries. Go ahead.
Um. All right. I would say, if I'm interpreting it correctly, he's asking, would I prefer to be here during this time at a younger age? No, I would not. And I know that may sound like hindsight 2020, but when you go through life and you learn so much and you know you didn't know what you know now back when you were 18, you're like, there's hell no, absolutely not. Because you've learned too much. You have too much wisdom, and wisdom comes with experience and time. You cannot get wisdom in any other way. You can only get it through experience and time. And at this point, that's what we have because that's how we're able to navigate challenging situations and experiences. So for me, no, I would not I'm good exactly where I'm at.
And I would generally agree as well. I mean, I think there's some unique challenges that the youngest generation now. There was Gen Z, right? I think it will be Gen Z that are just coming to workforce now, graduating from high school. I don't know, because it's just the economy we have, at least in the US, it's gonna be tough. I mean, I mentioned AI earlier. AI is essentially eliminating a lot of those kind of entry level jobs. You can kind of think, in a way, AI is similar to how manufacturing in the US left the US, and it's predominantly done in lower cost countries like China, in Asia, India, Mexico. So for me, it's not clear how those types of jobs that those people would take. A lot of younger people would be getting into. I'm not sure what exactly they're going to be going to do. I mean, even we talk about robo taxis, right? You know, you guys may have seen the Waymo cars. You know, that they drive around taxis, right? You can hail them like
I've been
Uber,
seeing
right?
a few of those bad boys like in Dallas.
Yeah, in Dallas,
Right.
they just started recently in Dallas, right? And you know, for a lot of people, you know, I think Uber, Lyft is a job that people can go to, right? As a young person, and they're able to make some income, right, from their
I'm
car.
smiling. Y'all are gonna see why I'm smiling in a sec. Go ahead, Quan.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I mean, this is just the beginning. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, surely in 10 years' time, they will have automated that, right? So the food deliveries, and I would assume the taxi deliveries, that's going to be like 100% robot, right? I mean,
Restaurants too, probably, unless you a cook. Like, like
I don't know about food delivery. Shout out to Gail. She actually posted this in the Veggie
Yeah.
Outers, I think about a week or two ago. But yeah, just look at this. Let's see. Can I get audio to work? Come on, play.
The index of other news tonight, a robot delivering food in the U.S. run over by a train in Miami. The video showing a commuter train barreling through with the robot stuck at a rail crossing, demolishing the robot on Thursday night right there. The delivery device crushed and dragged. Witnesses say the delivery robot appeared motionless and stuck on those tracks for at least 15 minutes before that train came through.
the fact that they talk first. Hold on. I
don't know
if this
about
is
food delivery. I think they got
Hey.
some more cooking to do.
But listen. I mean, okay. I think it's just funny the way he explained it, like it was a human. He said, "Yeah, the parts were like stuck on the track for 15 minutes." Like, bro.
I saw that video. That was not I saw that I don't know, a few days ago, a week ago, something like
Shout
that.
out to Gail for sharing that.
Yeah.
That's my first time seeing that, bro. That's kind of crazy.
Just remember, this is notable news, right? But people will stop their vehicle or their truck on train tracks. It happens for whatever reason, and those get demolished as well. So, and I'm sure this robot here, it's preferable, or at least maybe not now. The cost is so low, but in the future, the cost is just going to keep going down, right? For building these robots. And would you rather destroy this small food delivery robot or someone's, truck?
I'm gonna be angry though if I don't get my food. You feel me? Because I love food. So
you don't have to tip. So I was reading.
Like, who's gonna come down to get their order that lives in a skyscraper from a robot? Now, let's say about to put these things on drones.
Tesla bot, Elijah.
And then grab it like
Tesla
that.
Bot, right?
Huh?
You've seen the Tesla bot?
Yeah, I
I
didn't
seen
see
it.
it,
Yeah, I
but
seen
like
it.
to operate drones, you already like I had a drone pilot, a licensed drone pilot on the Side Hustle Society, and the show's coming out in a few weeks. But he had to. There's so much you got to go through just to legally fly a drone as a human. They're
Yeah.
gonna give robots the ability to do auto. I don't know. I'm kind of skeptical about that part. The delivery side, the rideshare side. Oh yeah, it's coming easily.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We
I definitely hear that. The last yard, I would say, to actually get it to the front door, that is a little bit more of a challenge, right?
Oh, we got to give a big shout out to Nikki. She's in the house and she just dropped some money in the cash app. God damn it! I really should have set up some kind of soundboard. But
are we just gonna? This is our
hey,
clap.
that
This is
works.
our-
Yay! Right. But Kwong, you're right. Technology and AI, it definitely is something that is affecting just the next generation. Like that's probably the biggest reason why I wouldn't want to be born like any older than I am because I mean any younger than I am because I feel like some of the problems that the younger generation is facing, I barely missed it. And I'm not even talking about like some of the AI problems you mentioned. I'm talking about social problems. Like this stuff
yeah.
started becoming mainstream when I was like 16. But
Yeah.
by then I'd already developed like the social skills of making friends and asking girls out and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But so many people nowadays, they got arrested development because they live on this thing. And I think this thing it's powerful because it can make you money. But if you're not careful, it can be a stunted growth thing.
Definitely.
I agree. Yeah.
100%. Like I feel like now is a good time to really tap into your spirituality. Like, and I'm not saying that because I'm necessarily promoting it per se, but it's not. It's really about uh really understanding yourself, right? Like you got to set time to the side and go out in nature. Go to a park, go on a walk, right? Meditate, get around people. Do these things because it's healthy for humans, right? Like that's part of why we're human is relationship with other people. You're not going to do it just being on your phone all day, right? So I do agree with that. But at the same time, I also understand that this type of cycle repeats all of the time in terms of
Mhm.
we are, of course, now with AI, we are very uncertain about it because we don't have the answers yet, right? But as AI develops, we will also develop things. So I think over time we're going to get it in order and stuff like that. Right now, it's just it's kind of like when you open up the floodgates to something new, like you can't stop the water from coming in at that point. The floodgates are open. So right, so now our civilization is just at a point to where we either going to sink or swim, right? And that's just where we're at, bro. And I feel like right now, I also feel like creators are the ones that's going to swim because there's so many jobs being lost due to AI. Like, I mean, because it makes zero sense to have humans in some roles. Like, they're not going to call out of work. They're not going to get tired. They're not going to do all these things, right? It saves you money and hassle and all of those things. I would love that as a leader, right? So, or a supervisor, whatever. But I feel like you can't simulate creating things, right? Whether it be systems, whether it be art or whatever. So this is definitely a time to create and not really think about money while you're doing it right now. And I know that's challenging, but it's going to pay off later on. You just got to be okay with it now. Because if it's your passion, if it's something that you love, you're going to do it for free for a while before you get paid. And I can honestly say I think
Oh,
Oh, I think we.
David, you were cooking, and then we lost you. Did the feds cut off your IP or something? Were you about to drop something that we weren't supposed to hear?
oh, hold on. Hey, my man, somebody had called me. I was like, yo, what the heck just happened? I was
No,
like,
put in the
yo,
chat. Did y'all
but
think that time it was just kind of like he was really cooking, really cooking? You look like he's about to make a major point, and boom, he just went to black. Like,
you feel me?
oh
I'm
boy, he
like,
didn't
yo,
get
that's
assassinated, did he? Like,
is that what
dang.
we do? Yo, for real. I'm like, that's what we doing now? But no, but we are at a pivotal turning point, man. And I know I'm talking for a while on this, but I wanted to bring this back when I was talking about
David.
He's in demand. People are calling him. People aren't calling me, Elijah. I'll tell you that. No one's calling me. I don't have to put my phone on silent.
Someone doesn't want him to drop whatever the heck he is talking about. He keeps getting the black screen. Nikki, you mentioned you can't find the link to come up. I'll repost it. Hold on.
Yeah, right. I think it's on the YouTube page. Like, I think I found it. What was it? You posted it as to join the stream or something. I saw it somewhere. I clicked on it.
Yeah, it's at the top of the chat, but the chat is kind of large now, so it probably isn't the first thing that popped up. But regardless, I reposted it, so she should have it now. Now I'm wondering what he's gonna say. Like, I saw the trailer to a movie, but I can't watch the movie now.
I would say to add yes, the creative space. I think there is some limitations to AI automating that, but I think we've all seen AI channels putting content out there in our YouTube feed, right? A lot of it is trash. It is just trash. But it's only going to get better. And I would just say, even when we just look at pictures on social media, right? The question we have now is it AI? Some of them you're like, is it real? I'm not, sure, right?
No, Kwong, it's funny you say that, because y'all watch a lot of YouTube, and these AI channels that are popping up, the actual video itself, you can tell it's edited by a human, but the voiceover is AI.
Yeah.
And people actually pushing against it. I'm glad they are, but like there's a channel that kind of goes over like hip hop documentaries.
Yeah.
And hearing them mispronounce names like Sugar Day Night or like
it's
just mispronounced names in different ways. Like they'll mispronounce it in 4 different ways in the same video.
Yeah.
It's like, good grief.
That's hilarious. Suge Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear that. I watch. I want to say, is it Midwest Safety? Is a YouTube channel that shows like police like body cam videos, and the commentary is done by AI. It is. So you hear it mispronounce words.
You know what? I feel like we are attacking AI, and only to be fair, we got to bring a defendant on AI's side. So I'm going to bring up the queen of live streaming, the person I'm probably inspiring to be this year. Nikki.
What's up? Happy birthday.
Appreciate it.
It's funny. I thought you were going to say you were going to bring me up because of the police link. I watch Midwest Safety.
Oh, you do, Nikki?
I do. I was watching it for hours yesterday. And fun fact, that one of the guys that runs the channel, he's a former Philly cop.
Right. I've even said
I'm from Philly. Yep, I was a Philly cop. So yeah.
Oh, you were a Philly cop. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I've been to Philly one time. I've been to Philly one time.
Oh. Yeah, it's a great channel.
They have the best falafel shop I've ever experienced, like, period. When I was in Philadelphia, to this day, I've never had like falafel like I experienced in.
Which one was it? It's not Amsterdam, right? Is it Amsterdam falafel? Is it was a different one?
I don't remember the name of the restaurant. I just remember it's a falafel sandwich, and man, it was so good.
Really, it's so fun. I've never had a falafel. I've never had
what?
One. For real? You never had falafel before, Nikki?
Nikki's not vegan, right? You're not part of the vegan club. Oh.
Nah.
We're sorry. We're sorry to hear that, Nikki.
But non-vegans eat falafel too. And
yeah, that's right. Good point, Elijah. Good point.
Oh,
you're missing out, Nikki. You got to find the shop that Elijah
maybe went. One day.
I know that look. She's like, yeah, that ain't happening.
This is the city of cheesesteaks. Come on.
Yeah. They have vegan cheesesteak. I ate what's that the vegan place? I've got to Google it. But I went to one. I didn't go to the one in Philly, but they started.
Oh, I was gonna say you're gonna have to drag me and kicking and screaming to go.
Yeah.
gosh. And Nikki, did you see that? Were you on when we showed that footage of that train getting run over?
Yes, the robot.
Run over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gail was saying, I wonder why no one bothered to get it unstuck. Then again, you might worry about getting hit by the train themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, like at the end of the day, it's not like a human being's on there. It's like I'm gonna save someone's life. Like it's just a useless robot. There's no way it's gonna stop the train in any way. No one on board is gonna be hurt. So like sitting on the sidelines, I can see I'm justifying it and I wasn't even there. So of course they're gonna justify it. But they weren't concerned enough to they did record it. So they just want a viral moment.
They got it.
Hip City Veg. Have you heard of Hip City Veg?
Hip City Veg is so funny because, you know, I talk about side hustles on my channel, and that was one of my first mystery shopping jobs was Hip City Veg.
Really? All right.
Yeah, in Center City. It was yeah. That was the way they got me in there. They paid me to go in.
We had to pay. They had to pay Nikki
So
to
the
go
way I
eat
interpret
that.
that, they had to bribe you.
Yeah, they had to bribe Nikki to eat vegan food. This is
Yeah. I'll keep my review to myself.
Well, Nikki, I will share something we have a little bit in common. So I used to be a police explorer in the DFW area. So I have a little bit of
that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that program. My daughter, she doesn't want to be a cop at all. And you know, her dad's a cop too. So she doesn't want to join. And you know, but that Explorers program, I forgot about that. That's awesome.
It's fun. I mean, I thought it was cool.
Yeah, they're so cute. They are so cute. And for people that don't know what it is, it's for children. It's like a children's police program. So they get to learn about police work and do little, you know, things to learn and get uniforms and stuff like that. So I think it's really cool.
Nikki, that's the coolest thing. You gotta really hype this thing up.
She wouldn't do it. She wouldn't do it. She's so suburban. She's not gonna do it.
Yeah. Except I appreciate you putting a happy birthday in there.
There we go.
I just didn't want David to share. Well, damn, I don't even know what to say about that.
No comment. No comment.
I know. Man, they can stay away from here. I'm good.
No comment. There's AI listening, so that
AI needs to be labeled. People need to know and not be fooled. AI can be fun, but it's being used for propaganda. That's a good take. Yeah.
Some platforms are doing that. I'm an avid user of Pinterest. And so Pinterest started doing that. They now identify images as AI and they'll label it as such. So it's still pretty new because I know some people are complaining like, no, this was a real picture and they labeled it as AI.
Yeah.
But yeah, they label now. So, you know, platforms are doing that.
I absolutely agree that they need to be labeling it. They have to. They have to like enforce it. It shouldn't just be like self-report because people lie.
Absolutely,
they just lie. So they have to have some other way. They need to be like the creating systems. They need to watermark it like somehow in some way so that at least there's some kind of way to document it because it's just hard to tell even when you're a smart person and you like know AI, right?
Yeah.
And you just, or even if you're like, say, a journalist, right? Journalists are supposed to be kind of like, they're trying to find truth, right? And even if they're trained in AI, sometimes it's difficult.
Yeah.
You see something online, right? And you're like, is it real? I don't know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, that whole AI thing, just like you when I was coming up with, you were talking about these YouTube channels having the AI in them, and it's like some of them are okay. Like I said, I watch Midwest Safety, but some of them are just so annoying, and it's just like, okay, like it's bad. Some of them are really bad, but
the Hood Chronicles, that's the YouTube channel I'm referring to, or Hood War Chronicles. They kind of make like these hip hop documentaries. They butchering their names all the time because they're using AI to do the voiceover. Sugar Day Night.
I was gonna say Shoegay Night. I saw somebody's, one of the AI videos said that Shoegay Night. I'm like,
I like every single YouTube video that I watch if I don't click off it. I can't deal with the AI videos, the voiceovers, because I don't want to support. I just can't do it. I tried, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Appreciate the birthday shout out, Micah. But kind of changing the subject a little bit. Nikki, I got a question for you because we kind of talked about this briefly on our most recent show on the Side Hustler Society. We talked about getting out and networking and stuff like that. And I kind of shared that I was thinking about starting a channel called Social Dynamics. And you mentioned how like it would be interesting to hear you talk about like how to make like friends and contacts and stuff like that. What kind of content would you like to see that falls in that arena?
I'm somebody that's huge on networking. That's why y'all constantly see me going to New York, because there ain't nothing here in Philly. I'm always networking in New York now. I'm actually going tomorrow. So the thing is, like, honestly, a lot of people don't know where to network, like how to find the groups that are right for them. It took me a really long time to actually get out and network, because believe it or not, I'm a huge introvert. I'm so introverted.
You say that every single time. It's like a disclaimer to when you're about to go into it. But you're one of the most chattiest people that I know. And I'm laughing because right when you said that, and we got Micah join the stream, and he's big on networking too.
Okay.
Micah, welcome to the stream.
What's up, man? How you doing? Y'all hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah. I'm an introvert too. I'm very introverted. I'm only chatty about things that I like to chat about.
Hold, pause. Kwong, I got to ask you. Yeah. This is your first time. Well, I know you just saw Micah, but you've been with Nikki for a sec. Does she come off like an introvert? Real curious.
I wouldn't guess that. I'll say that, Nikki. I wouldn't guess it. I mean, I know people can be different. And if you're like, when I think about like creators, and it sounds like Nikki, you're a creator, and I'm gonna have to look you up. You relate to them so closely sometimes you don't realize that they could be introverted, but they're fine in front of a camera. They are. Or even like not even like an interactive session like this. They're only talking to their audience, one way. I think that's possible. So that's why I can believe it, even though that wouldn't be my first guess for Nikki.
Okay, I was just curious, but I gotta continue to get my reps in, so I gotta say, everyone, if y'all want to support the stream, support your boy during this birthday live stream. Feel free to drop a super chat or drop some money in the Cash App. Very much appreciated, and the proceeds go towards expanding the brand and giving y'all more content. But Nikki, I had cut you off. So what were you saying?
Well, first of all, let me piggyback off of that. Drop the Cash App, because YouTube likes to take like half the money when drop the Cash App. I'm just saying, donate to the Cash App. Okay?
All our money.
So Elijah can keep the money, okay? Because YouTube will snatch like half, okay? I'm telling y'all. But yeah, I forgot what I was talking about. I'm gonna tell you.
Well, you were starting with, okay, I'm big on networking, like, but I am an introvert, then boom.
Yeah. And yes, I am an introvert. And that's the thing. I'm chatty, just like he said, with things that I like to talk about. But I'm the type of person, you invite me to a party, I'm going to stand in the corner. Like, I'm just, unless there's something in it for me where I know I'm going to be able to like get some value out of this room and network and, get some business contacts. Other than that, it's like, no, like if we're in a group, we're walking, once a fourth person comes, I'm out. I can't do groups of more than 3. I can't. I'm just that person. But yeah, networking is really, really important. It took me years to actually lock into that. And like I said, I'm not the type of person that can go out or I have to really think about it. Like, I have to be really conscious about, okay, I'm leaving here to do this, to get these contacts. But I'm just not that person that's going to like start a native conversation with people. So I know there's a lot of people out there that want to know how to do that. What places do you go to where you can actually be comfortable networking? So yeah, that's a huge thing.
Okay. In the chat, drop if y'all can really relate to that, because I could definitely make a video about that. And I've said this plenty of times. I think each one of y'all have heard me say this, whether it's online or in person at some point. But I'm the king of networking. I got a reputation to keep. So y'all want to see it, I got to put it out there. Micah, how do you feel about that?
I'm gonna be real about like networking. I'm gonna be real. This is gonna sound kind of crazy, but introverts are the greatest networkers, and the reason is because we're targeted. We ain't just gonna go anywhere and just be You know, I'm not knocking extroverts. Extroverts be all over the place. Like when I go to a networking event, I'm usually quiet. I'm not in the corner, but I'm quiet until I hear something that sparks my attention. Then I go engage. So it's one of them situations where it's like, I was listening to this podcast. He said he stopped calling himself an introvert and he just said he has introverted tendencies. And I was like, I really respected how he said that. Was because we're not, because a lot of people think introverts are shy. We're not shy. Like Elijah, you've been around me. I could be the life of the party. Honestly, I could be the life of a party, but I'm very introverted in ways of I'm very targeted in the conversations that we have, targeted in the things that I'm looking forward to so I can grow. But there's negatives of introversion because there is negatives. There's sometimes I don't network and say the things I need to say, and that's where my wife comes in. Mahogany's more the extrovert, but she gets the things that we need. So it's like a really good blend. But yeah, networking is most important. That's why I always call Elijah. He's the king of networking. I've been to events that I figure like there ain't gonna be nobody here that know me, and Elijah's the first person there. I'm like, dang, I've been to some places and Elijah just pops up. So yeah, I've always said, you know, he's the king of networking that I've met, you know, but yeah, it's very important to grow your business, your brand. And then also it gives you opportunities to serve people. You know what I mean? Because that's at the end of the day, that's the only way to grow.
Mm-hmm.
Well said.
Yeah.
Yo says, I'm an introvert, but I had to learn to be otherwise when I was old enough to have to work. And that's true. The need to get money will get you out of your introversion.
See, and I also tell people this. Are you introverted or are you shy?
Those are two different things. That's a good
They're
point.
very different things. In a lot of
they're
people,
extroverts that were shy.
yes.
Once they got over the shyness, man, they don't shut up
Yes.
from that point forward the rest of their life.
A lot of people confuse the two. Like, I'm not shy at all. I'm just very reserved. But there's people who are truly, and a lot of people will say they're introvert, but they might just truly be shy. And then when they get out their shell, they just like, oh, they don't, like, who is this person? But so that's a very interesting thing. Very interesting thing to assess.
I was blessed enough to be in theater all my life. So basically for me, it's like putting on a performance. So that's my degrees in communications and theater. So for me, it's like, okay, time to put on the show and get out there, you know, but I'm the type of person where I'm exhausted at the end of the day. Like if I have to go and network and, you know, socialize and do all that, it's exhausting. It's really draining. And then I, you know, go back into my shell for several more days.
Yeah. And also that's another thing to be able to tell if you introvert or extrovert, does it drain your battery? Right? See, like that, like things drain my battery. And then I have to go into like a shell to recover. Because that'd be the biggest thing about it is because I can go, you know, network, but networking after work is usually hard for me. And usually my energy's down until I like find a conversation that's going to bring me back up. Then I have to, you know, I still have to have that time to myself.
Y'all hold that thought. Kwong, I got you your private chats. I know you got a boogie in a sec, but I appreciate you hopping on and helping me get to that 3-hour mark because we're almost halfway there. We're gonna pull this off. I'm gonna have my first 3-hour stream so I can be up there with the big boys like the lead attorney and Anton Daniels and Roberto Blake and get into this habit of streaming more because I'm seeing this is what people want. They really want me to stream more. But Micah, I know you're starting a podcast with your wife, and I know you probably got some questions about the podcast world to a certain degree. And Nikki I'm pretty sure she's easily listened to 5 times more podcasts than I have.
Okay.
Let that sink in for a sec.
Dang.
So you got two resources that you could heavily utilize right here. Like, what are your reservations about starting the podcast, and what do you want to know about how to get it popping?
See, I don't have any reservations about starting one. I have reservations about getting it monetized, because this is going to be, well, me and Mahogany, this is our third podcast in total. This is our third one. We have, our biggest one is probably Live, Let Thrive, and then after that it's Lean. My thing is monetizing it. And one thing I do have a question is, how are y'all looking to monetize y'all channels across all platforms? Because what I'm looking at is, okay, I want to be intentional about this one. Like, I want to be intentional is this one, I'm really communicating. Me and Mahogany, we're creating a community. We're not just podcasting. We want to create a community, right? And with that community comes with, resources, proximity, etc. So how are y'all monetizing y'all's?
I can go first. So when it comes to monetization, I think people always think about the ad revenue, and that can come eventually, but I want you to kind of circle the word eventually and don't expect it like anytime soon. And even when it comes, it'll probably be the smallest form of revenue, if I'm going to be honest. You should be looking at, and this is something, especially the type of podcast you and Mahogany are starting, it's for married couples. Mm-hmm. So it's super targeted. You should be looking for sponsors, and those sponsors are looking to get in front of a married audience, because that's who you're going to be pulling, a married audience that wants to build wealth together. Mm-hmm. And those people, they don't tend to be, for lack of a better word, Ray and Pookie. They tend to have money. So yeah. I would be looking for sponsorships, and I would be doing it sooner than later. Like, find out who these people are and write them down. Then maybe once you, for social proof, maybe get to 500 subscribers or followers, just so they can see you have an audience. But I would start to try and get them. And you should also be looking for affiliates, because some of the stuff that y'all use on a regular basis probably has affiliate programs. And even if they don't, I would approach them, the company, via email, phone, etc., and see if you can forge them.
Okay.
Nikki, what are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, disclaimer, I don't have a podcast yet. But
I love how she said
yet. The thing is, honestly, just from what I do on YouTube, my primary income comes from like selling digital products, coaching, that kind of thing, and teaching people how to make money. So this is my realm, and this is literally, it still works with podcasting as well. I suggest that you have your own product so that you're not worried, that you're not basically giving people the power to feed you. So you also have to have something of your own. So I'm thinking like maybe you and your wife can do like monthly group classes or something like that, something online, or even if it's just like maybe a couple times a year, have something that you guys can monetize yourselves. And actually run it on like your own website, or even, have an ebook, something that you guys have together that can sell on autopilot. So, that's the realm that I come from. So, I think it's really important to have your own products as well.
I love that.
Hey, you're on mute, Elijah.
Thanks for telling me. Yeah, I was going to say, appreciate the birthday shout out, YouTube Over 40. Apparently people really love this podcast stuff, because I noticed the numbers started increasing the moment we started talking about podcasts. I'm just saying, I happen to notice that.
Yeah. I will say for myself, my experience with podcasts is I've been interviewed 2 different times. But that's my only experience. I've never hosted a podcast. I'm not monetized on any social media channel. But I hope to be.
You have some good experience as a guest then, though, because
yes,
getting a guest and talking to them a certain way, making sure they feel comfortable and asking the right questions is important skill to develop as a podcaster. So do you have some feedback on maybe you feel like the podcast you were on could have handled it better from a guest perspective?
The podcasts I was on were all great. One time was just a friend. He just invited me on. I don't even know if he really had a specific topic, but we were just bantering back and forth, and it was just a fun time. I'm just goofing around. That was cool. And his was kind of I'm trying to even remember what we talked about, but I just kind of made it amusing for him. The second time was the plant-based DFW podcast. And it was the general topic was to have me on because I did Our Planet There's Two, the National Animal Rights Day vegan events in Dallas I hosted. So talking about my experience with the vegetarian and vegan community in Dallas and how that related to animal rights. So I think is Maya Acosta. She's the host, and she's wonderful. I mean, she's my friend, so friend at the time, and still. And for me, I think I find it pretty easy to talk with people. So no really tough questions or anything like that. But I will say from me, when I actually had to prepare to interview people, and I said I've never had a podcast, right? But I was invited to interview people at Earth Day, Earth X. It happens in Dallas, like Fair Park, on an annual basis, and I hadn't really done that previously in the past, but I was invited to, and I just started watching interviews and just taking notes about how I need to ask questions, stuff like that. And
we got our first super chat. Appreciate it, girl.
There we go.
Yeah.
So,
I need to get that freaking soundboard. Nikki, send me an affiliate link. I know you got a soundboard. When I get one, I'll make sure you get that commission.
Remember, it wasn't working.
I've seen that.
I couldn't get it to work with StreamYard, but yeah, I'll send you the link. I got you.
Whoa, wait. After you figure it out, send it to me.
No, I know how to use it. It just wasn't working with StreamYard. But
have you got it to work since then?
I haven't tried. I haven't gone live since then.
I think
I don't plan on going live anytime soon.
I think Elijah, he would like a gift for his birthday, one of those stream decks. That's what I'm thinking.
I am not Mrs. Elijah, okay?
That's wishful thinking. But I will say this. A great way to grow your podcast, Micah, is also you might want to consider doing a podcast tour as a guest.
Okay. We definitely on that. And we also going to the Podfest for South by Southwest, trying to get into those networking events. Podcast tour as a guest. I like that.
And I'll say this because I think it'd be great if certain people also did this. Maybe she's listening, maybe she's not. I don't know. I'll just put it out there. I think you should come to Bid Summit this year because that puts you in a different space. It's expensive, but since you're a podcaster, that would be a great chance to make some connections. And you'll learn some stuff, but mainly the big thing is the connections. You could probably get some big name podcast guests on there, which will help to bring more attention to what you got going on. I know Nikki has to find a way to she loves to get paid to travel. So if she could find some way to get paid to travel to Texas, maybe she'll come.
It's on my bucket list to come to Texas. Y'all know I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Oh, man.
All right. But Kwong, I see it, chat. We appreciate you hanging in with us.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. Happy birthday again, Elijah. Wonderful to know you so many years now. Networking, how I first met you, right? So I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
All right, catch you later.
Bye.
I'm gonna be. Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
I was gonna say, like the podcast tour thing. The most of my courses I've ever sold was from being on somebody else's podcast. So yeah, it is like people, because you get into other people's ecosystems. I like that advice. Straight up. I still get messages from being on that podcast. So
Yeah, I've always gotten a boost anytime I've done a podcast.
You can take that a step further, Micah. You get on a good podcast and they don't have an affiliate program for, well, actually, let me flip that. You could work a deal with the host and say, hey, I want to make you one of my affiliates. And they will push your course probably 2 to 3 times harder than you would get just like your normal passive traffic. But you're incentivizing them to mention it more, to promote your show more. And by default, that'll increase sales. And they're going to also look you up and find your podcast too, because they'll probably be linked. But it's hugely incentivizing people. Oh, I'm going to make money if I push this more. Well, of course I'm going to do it.
Yep. I'm up here taking notes on all this. Yeah, I'm definitely on it. Yeah, because we've been very intentional about this one because we weren't intentional about Live, Let, Thrive. And so, because I remember that conversation we had, we was like, well, your intention to ever make money? And I was like, no, we never started that as the intention. Intention is everything, you know what I mean? Because we got almost over 500 hours of podcast content, and we never intentionally did nothing with it. So this one, I'm being intentional, like walking into the door for sure.
So, Nikki, what are some things that people have done on podcasts that have annoyed you as a listener? Oh, she got some stories. I see where it's going.
I am not trying to be shady boots, but I personally know.
You don't have to say any names. You can just say XYZ annoyed me.
Okay. So first and foremost, when you have a microphone, it shouldn't be a corded microphone that has to be passed around. And then you hear the.
That's facts.
That's true.
That's one.
Y'all in the chat, if y'all are listening to podcasts or even YouTube videos, what are some things that have annoyed y'all as viewers or listeners? So this could be a great masterclass on what not to do as a podcaster or YouTuber.
Yeah. Also, talking over each other. Like if you have multiple people on a podcast and they're talking over each other, that is crazy annoying.
I'm looking at you, Anton Daniels, in your room 9. Or Fight Club, or you renames it every single 6 months. That's just be like talking over each other. You can't hear nothing for like 2 minutes straight.
Right.
That's true. That's true. Micah, what about you? I know you've listened to some podcasts before. Is there something that people have done that just irks you as a viewer or a listener?
Bad sound quality. Like get you a good mic. Make sure your people are using the mic. Like one thing we had to do on Live, Let, Thrive. Yeah, microphone feedback. One thing we had to do on Live, Let, Thrive to like really get our stuff up to date was we both bought mics, mixers, and then we had the guests. Like this happens really with guests, especially if you're doing it virtually. You have to tell them, make sure you're hardwired into like the computer. Make sure you're hardwired into the computer because like when people used to get on their phones and then they get on their phones and then they on Wi-Fi, like it gets horrible, right? So the feedback. The other co-host of the Entrepreneur podcast has finally dropped in.
Hey, Mahogany.
Happy birthday.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, definitely. In fact, I knew Micah had my back, but I thought about specifically saying, hey, can you put me on speaker? Is Mahogany there? Just so she can't say that I didn't invite her. I'm going to invite y'all both.
To just flatter your fanny a little bit, I did hear that call. I was asleep in the room, but I heard your call. So I heard the whole thing. He told me, I'm like, I already heard. Yeah, let's do it.
For
So
sure.
you can hear things in your sleep. That sounds like a superpower or something.
I got a lot. Yeah, I got a couple.
She can't hear nothing in her sleep. It's just for me. She can't now.
I don't know.
But yeah, we was talking about annoying things with podcasts.
Yeah, I was listening. I heard her say about the talking over each other and the mics and the. That's awesome.
Yeah, and one
I
thing.
do that.
Oh yeah, go ahead. My bad. We talking over each other.
I do that. Podcaster.
You'll say there's a problem, then proceed to do it.
Yeah, I see the issue.
But one thing, like, and another thing, like, we did with this podcast is like, if you're on video, like bad video quality, because like this one, we was like, look, let's go full out on this one. Like, let's make sure we got 4K cameras, all that. Like, we using, like, you could tell, like, on our, like, I was comparing our Instagrams from like the ones we do virtually to the ones we do in person. It's crazy good. So I'm really excited for this podcast. I keep telling Mahogany, this is going to be our best podcast. This one's going to be produced the most, give us the biggest community. Like, I'm excited about it.
Hold on, wait. I remember Nikki dropped the bomb on our podcast that we did recently. How YouTube is biased towards if you do a podcast and you do it on your phone, it promotes it more. So and it's vertical, and you're not using the streaming software. But the issue that she kept bumping into is, the phone will overheat and like shut off. So I'm actually kind of thinking, how can I incorporate that? Because I've seen that, like, you'll be doing the same stream. Like, I'm streaming using StreamYard, but somehow I could also, let's say if I tried to stream using this too, like from a different angle, this might have 10 views and this will have like 120.
Right.
Like literally 12 times the amount of views. So I'm trying to figure out maybe a way of doing both. That might be something to think about too.
I will say, because that's for live streams specifically. You can actually do both at the same time, and even YouTube lets you do it natively inside YouTube Studio now. So the thing was, like I said, I stopped using YouTube in general when it came to that. So I just started using StreamYard, but then I stopped doing live streams fairly recently. So, but yeah, you can definitely see the difference. They'll definitely push out your live streams more on mobile.
This is annoying as hell. Yeah.
Right, babies in the background.
Yeah, for sure. We used to do that. I was gonna say Stream Deck. Like get those Stream Decks. Like, we use them on my job, and a lot of people, they'll stream from there. You go. She already got it. That's what I said we need to get.
That's
right
the
there.
Yeah, Quan was trying to sell her into sending your boy one of them. She wasn't having it.
Yeah, I'm gonna eventually try to get one of those because I like these live streams. I would like, because we're about to do a bonus content podcast, but it would have been really good if it was a live stream, because it would have got a lot of, I think it would have got a lot of views, because it's what is it, pop culture. So yeah.
Okay. Raven, I appreciate you sliding in here. Wish me a happy birthday. Ebonics.
Miss Janet, what?
Why don't y'all share while y'all laughing? Like, and let's let everyone else laugh too.
Oh, she said,
Ebonics.
Yeah, she said Ebonics.
Can you see the chats coming up?
What's up?
You see Janet? You see the text coming up?
Yeah. I was trolling.
I'm just laughing because
She ain't got time for that, is what she's
that's
saying.
Ebonics.
What?
I ain't got time for that.
That ain't Ebonics. Is it? I don't know. Let her answer. Is that Ebonics to you? Saying I ain't got time for that?
Hey, Jeanette, you want to elaborate on this comment? Some people they want some elaboration. I'm going to stay out of it.
Barking dogs.
Or incessantly barking dogs and sirens from the street. I guess it's not so easy to have soundproof room now.
That's bad mic quality.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it shouldn't be picking up that stuff. So they just pick up. I think the cheapest decent mic is the Blue Yeti, and it's less than $100. So just grab one of those. I will say this: so many people start thinking about camera quality and all that stuff. The biggest thing you can do is invest in decent audio quality, and people can get around like looking at a shitty video because they're probably listening to it anyway while they're working out. They're not even looking at it. No one can put up with bad audio. They just won't listen, or they'll just click off.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely on the whole good sound quality. Yeah, Blue Yeti definitely does the job. And then once you want to go up from a Blue Yeti, I just got them Shure microphones, and those work really well for us.
I'm trying to get a brand deal with Shure. I sell so many of their microphones, it's not even funny.
Ooh, what's
I
the
sell a
what's the
lot.
best one of y'all you seen? Because I think we using like the lower tier of them, the Shure MV7s.
Yeah, and that's what I have. I have the M7 Plus.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So and that's the thing, like, because I do audiobook narration as well. And like that's really popular on my channel. And so I sell a lot of microphones because people want to get into audiobook narration. And really, it depends on what you're doing, but like we're talking about podcasting specifically, but it also depends on your background and like how well you soundproof your room. Because like, say for example, if you don't have a rug or carpet in the room, of course it's going to be more reverb. But there's other things that you can put around, like padding and all kinds of stuff. Even simply as simple as blankets. A lot of people don't realize that. Like they think that you have to go buy all this expensive stuff to soundproof your rooms, but really you don't.
But I got to give a shout out real quick. Samiko just dropped some money in the Cash App. Much appreciated. I'm missing that sound. I might have to go on YouTube and just download one real quick just so I can use it. But speaking of which, I'll say I'm getting my reps in. Feel free to drop a super chat or put some money in the Cash App. Well, I'll put those in reverse since we all know that YouTube takes their share. So how about put some in the Cash App if that's available? Your boy appreciate it. That's a good present.
Yeah.
And I see we have a quick cameo in Micah's section.
Oh, the baby.
Oh.
Yeah. No, they're never too far away.
Yeah, I still wanted to know. I want Janet to expand on that Ebonics
Oh, she
comment.
did say a healthy conversation such as this.
This ain't Ebonics,
basically, yep, there you go.
Yeah. No.
Well, I'll say this. I know, Janet, I know you're still cooking. If you finish cooking, feel free to hop on. I think that would be an interesting conversation.
Because I think I know what she's saying, but I just think it has to be worded in a politically correct way.
Appreciate it, Tamiko. I appreciate you dropping that money in the Cash App. So, Micah, in terms of, you might have missed this part, but I'm starting another channel called Social Dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially, it's going to be how to network, how to make connections with people, and how to make friends. Are there some topics or videos that you feel that I should make over there? Because I'm just saying that this is a big problem in society, especially, well, I'm not going to throw shots, but I'm noticing the younger generations are really struggling with this.
About networking. I'm going to be honest. That's why I love being married, because she's the networker, and I'm the behind the scenes computer nerd.
So she's your cheat code.
Yeah, Mahogany's the networker. Like she knows how to like pull stuff out of people, and that comes with, I think, your background. She knows how to pull stuff out of people, so I think that would be, What
was the question? Sorry, Elijah.
Oh, maybe I'll rephrase it. Mahogany, what are some social topics you feel people should know more about? Whether it's how to make friends, how to keep friends. I think people underrate that. Making connections, or some around that category.
Okay, so what I find is it's really kind of unhealthy in a way, but the best thing to really learn to talk about is where can you relate on a trauma basis with someone? How can you trauma bond with somebody? That's typically the best place to get someone, because if you can trauma bond with them, you can help them become more vulnerable with you and kind of lower that barricade. Especially if there's someone who have been trauma induced, if you kind of just find out what their traumas are I just go straight for it. Where are you from? How many siblings do you have? What's your childhood like? Usually that's where the traumas start, right? So if you can just ask these questions, like get to know you type of questions, you will typically find where their traumas are. And then I'm sure we all have our own where we can kind of bond on that trauma. Like, oh my God, your dad walked out on you when you were little too. Me too. Like, how have you grown from that? Like, how have you? And then empower them next. Like,
book
here and trauma bond. Go ahead.
You hit like everything you just said.
Oh, how to win
That I
friends.
immediately thought of this. Like that, he was hitting like you was hitting. I was like, dang, I ain't never thought of healthy trauma bonding. That's a good one.
Yeah, I haven't read that one,
Mm.
but
That
Did you just pull up Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People?
yeah, that was like what I thought of. I was like, dang.
Where did I put that book?
Yeah, that's what I love about Elijah too. We both book nerds.
yeah, all of them.
Now, I will say this. Now, let me be controversial here. There are things in that book I hate.
Yeah.
And the reason being is
It's
when it comes to accountability, he's really focused on getting an outcome. I'm more focused on integrity and having the right people around me. So when someone drops the ball and he has tactics or ways to, kind of reset the relationship so y'all can go from there, I'm going to be honest. I will call someone out on that. Like, look, how would you feel if I did X, Y, Z to you, this, and this? It wouldn't feel too good, right? I'm just letting you know that I'm not really pleased with how this went down. So how can we move forward? Because right now I'm hesitating with trusting you because of X, Y, Z.
I love you brought that up because one book I don't like that everybody likes.
No.
What?
48 Laws of Power.
I
I understand it.
It's pretty sadistic.
I don't have the copy, but I have the audiobook.
Yeah, it's very sadistic when you think about
I remember you said there's a lot of sociopathic laws in that book.
Oh, you remember me saying that? Yeah, I'm like, it's very
Yes, I do.
sociopathic. Like, I'm like, I see what you mean. And there's one particular person on the internet who uses it to the T, and he's very good at it. And I'm gonna be honest, I ain't gonna say his name because I don't want to be on his hit list, but he uses it to the T. We all know who I'm talking about, but he's very good at using that book to a T. And he's like the biggest troll on the internet.
Look, okay. I will say it so Micah didn't say it. But we know this cat, I'll play the game. I'll be indirect. But we already know this guy's a massive troll. He recently produced a documentary about some petty drama. Those of y'all that have been paying attention to the podcast, y'all know me and Nikki briefly talked about it. I mean,
he follows that book to the T, and I'll be like, dang. But
it's like he used like probably 7 laws on his beef with Ja Rule and pretty much destroyed him. Like, talking about he's already struggling now because of what happened, and he booked the show and has about a capacity of 200 people, and he bought all 200 seats of that place just so no one will be at the stadium. I'm like, come on, that's a degree of pettiness I didn't even know existed.
Bro, like, did y'all see his new deal he got with DoorDash?
Oh, I heard about it. I saw an article yesterday.
Look at this.
He's getting that money, honey.
Like, they
It's
like
about beef, right? Or something.
Yeah, you should find it and put it up here. Like, he went to a new, like, DoorDash sitting here endorsing this stuff, right? Like, he had a new commercial with DoorDash. He gonna pull it up. Watch. Like, it was just like some people. I was catching every bit of it. I'm like, dude is like the ultimate troll. He got people paying him to troll.
I didn't get to see it yet. I just saw the headline.
I just saw it probably like right when I was leaving the office from work. I was like, this dude is a troll.
Paying him to troll.
Let me see. I'm gonna find it.
You know what? He shouldn't have said it. Now I gotta do it.
Somebody gotta do it. What they say?
Yeah.
Here,
This
you got the video?
DoorDash brings the peace.
It really wouldn't surprise me. This happened today. Oh,
Yeah, now once you watch the video of it, you could be like, this dude is next level with this.
Well, look, he recently did an interview, and that interview, he's been declining interviews on the documentary for whatever reason, but he did this particular interview with this network, and he specifically said, "Oh, I did it with this network because I know it airs in prisons."
Mm-hmm.
That's just wild, bro. Bro is wild, man. That dude is crazy, man.
Well, I mean, he's personal friends with Robert Greene, the author of the 48 Laws of Power.
I can see it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like personal friends. Like they have their phone numbers. They even wrote a book together called The 50th Law. I haven't read the 50th Law, but yeah.
Stop.
Dude, it's crazy.
What happened? You know what? I think that's not even Robert Greene's best book. People sleep on this. The Art of Seduction.
Uh-oh.
And you can use this in sales too.
Let me write that one down. What kind of seduce? Yeah, because I was thinking of something else. That's why I was looking at my eyes like, let me get that.
Hey, it can be used for that. That's the main point. But you can also use it for other things too. But yeah, your initial assumption is correct, Micah.
Yeah. I'm up here.
The Art of Seduction, baby. What? I didn't know he had that book.
I'm definitely gonna be writing that one down. See, now you're bringing me out of my introverted shell because I could talk books all day. Yeah.
Oh, I was under the impression you were already out.
Yeah, there you go.
Nikki, what's your favorite book or least favorite book?
I know that's a good one. And the thing is, I haven't been able to like really read for leisure, more like just for my audiobooks. That's the thing. I did recently purchase a book. Dang, what is the name of it? It's Millionaire. Let me get the exact name of it. I did purchase it like a week and a half ago. Hold on one second. But it's about, because I'm into like the whole finance space and all that kind of stuff. But what is it called? And it's crazy because right now it's sitting as my coffee table decoration. We Should All Be Millionaires. That's what it's called. We Should All Be Millionaires is what I'm diving into next. But yeah, it's for women. It's about building wealth for women. So yeah.
Okay. You know what? I'm missing the opportunity. I should be dropping my book in the chat since we're talking about books. What am I doing?
No, you're on it.
Okay, just dropped it.
You didn't let the moment go by.
The Art of Seduction. Okay, I'm wrote that one down.
But Mike, I see your chat. So yeah, I appreciate you hopping on because I know you say you got a real estate call you got to hop on.
Yeah, but yeah, this has been really good, man. I'm loving this.
Cool. You got any final thoughts?
Anything you got? I'm definitely, let me know when y'all doing the next one because we definitely like this. We definitely like to hop on, and thanks for all the advice because yeah, I'm definitely the sponsors, the ebooks, the vid summit. Yeah, I wrote all this stuff down.
Are y'all going to the podcast event South by? I don't want to call it an event, but just the panels
Pod
and
movement.
stuff.
When is it?
March 13th. Is that
again? 13th through the 15th in Austin.
Where is it?
South by Southwest.
I'm not sure. I have to see if I can do it.
Okay.
Yeah, check it out. Let us know. We're gonna be making our trip down there.
Yeah, we going.
All right. Cool.
Nikki, I love your background. It's so cute.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, I love it.
Hey Tony, you texted me you want to get on. You should have the link should be in the chat. If you don't see it, let me know and I could repost it. Yeah, I appreciate you hopping on, Micah. And if y'all want more information, this is free, but you're always welcome to book a consultation.
Oh, for sure. You already know.
All right.
I'll
catch y'all later.
Nice meeting y'all.
All right, nice meeting y'all. Take care.
All right. So Nikki, for now it's just you and me, but Tony should be hopping on. But
okay. I'm an introvert. I don't have any friends. I don't have anything to do.
Nikki, what do you look for in a friend? Like, if you could design the perfect friend, what would they be?
I'm like Drake, no new friends. Not to compare myself to Drake. I don't want to be in that lane, okay? But
especially now.
Yeah, exactly.
Snitching just for he lost a rap beef and he go filing paperwork.
I'm good. Yeah. Yuck. But the thing is, like, it was funny because what Micah had brought up, he was saying like introverts, we draw people to us. And that honestly, like for me, it's annoying because the thing is, and like I'm really selective about who I keep around me. I'm like a big energy person. That's one thing. But also you got to think about, I'm coming from the angle of I'm a single mom. So if I am and a business owner. So if I'm going to go hang out with somebody, like I could be working, I could be spending time with my kid. You know, for me, it's like this has to like really be way more important or way more fun. Something has to be in it for me. And I'm not the type of person that will, just have a friend like that. Like I have like people that I speak to like every
Yeah, people
once in a
agreeing
while.
with you in the chat.
Yeah, exactly. I keep yes. Keep the circle small.
Hey,
Exactly.
Tony, your camera's not connected, just so you know. But I see you in the back. Go ahead, Nikki.
Yeah, that's exactly how I am. And so, and what I say is annoying is because when people meet me, it's like a thing of like, oh, we should hang out more. And, and then I start getting the good morning texts and and my, also to be transparent, the majority of people that that migrate to me are males. Like, let's, to be honest about it. And so it's like, I have a lot of platonic friendships. And then mind you, I came from a male dominated job in police work. So the majority of the people that are in my circle or, that are in my span are, male cops is a lot of times. But even beyond that, like the people that I meet, like I tend to migrate to the guys because I have like, I guess that boyish side of me too. Like I'm just, I have my YouTube, I can be PC and everything, but I still have that sick cop sense of humor and boyish type of tendencies. So, I'm the type I don't get offended easily or anything. And I'm just the type that I can laugh at the wildest stuff that people won't think is funny. But that comes from having to, put that shield on. Like when you see traumatic experiences and things, you just tend to, you have to like make a joke of things to not, you laugh about it to not cry about it type of thing. You know what I mean? So so for me, it's like people just don't understand that, where it's like, okay, like, yeah, we're cool, but I'll see you in like 6 months. Like we'll talk in like 6 months. I don't want the good morning text. I just don't want it. I'm just like, ugh.
Nikki, do you have a lot of one-sided friendships? That's what I call them. It's where people consider you a friend, but you don't consider them a friend. That doesn't make them a bad person. It's just your criteria for a friend is just so much higher, and they're just probably not going to meet it.
I don't know. I'm not close enough to them to know that. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. Like, and here's the thing though. Because like I said, I take a lot of trips to New York. Like I'm going to New York 3 times within the next week. And so it's like I'm like a magnet. Every time I go to New York, I end up coming back with new friends. And and that's not just male, dominated with that one. With that one, that's more, honestly, it's more females. And so like I stay in contact, but the majority of the people that I'm meeting in New York are content creators and creative people. So or other business owners. And so we have that in common, but we also are busy enough to where we don't have to rely on each other. And so I like those types of dynamics where it's like, okay, that's my homegirl, like, people I've hung out with maybe a few times. But other than that, like, I don't sit up here and say, oh, that's my best friend. I don't. Nobody's getting that label. My daughter's my best friend, honestly. Yeah.
I think that's a great topic for a video. How can I put it? The concept of friendship, or how to politely let someone down as a friend, or that could be 2 videos.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, and it's awkward every single time. It's like, oh, here we go again. Like the good morning, I'm like, oh, all right. Now this person's like getting used to me, or trying to text me every single day. I'm not the type of person that's going to text you every single day. Like I just
Nikki, I have a good cop out for that. You can steal my my tactic. You want to?
Yeah. What is it?
You get to say, I'm not a texter, I'm a talker.
And it's true. It's true. And
But if it's true, then that's even better.
Yeah, it's true. And the thing is, like, but then again, I'm always working. Like, my business is like 100% online. So when I'm home, even if I'm consuming YouTube all the time, my TV stays on. I'm a student of my craft, but I'm still working in the background. But one thing that I do let people know as well is my phone is on do not disturb almost 24/7, almost 24/7. And it's not, so people would think I'm like ignoring them, like, oh, she had that, checked her phone, but I'm not even going to see any alerts because I'm not going to the text message part of things. Like if I'm posting on social media, which, I don't even really post on my, the Nikki Connected one, or now it's official Connected for Real. I don't really post on that much. I've mainly focused on the Nikki for Real content, because that's honestly is more fun for me. That's the one that's been getting me my connections in New York. I'm going to be going to New York Fashion Week for the first time in my life. I just went to 2 exclusive movie premieres with movie stars. Like that's something that
Yeah, the one with Chris Pratt, right? From Guardians
yeah,
of the
I went to the
Galaxy.
one with Chris Pratt. That was the last one that I went to. And then like about a week before that, I went to the premiere of Night Patrol. So I was in there with the stars of that movie. And so honestly, like it's a different, I'm still feeling that out, but I noticed that brands, because now I have the 2 brands, that brand is the one that's getting me into the rooms. The Nikki for Real is getting me into the rooms. And that's what got me invited to New York Fashion Week. Ironically, like I have, 100,000 subscribers on YouTube and nobody respects it. But it's literally Nikki
Oh,
for
come
Real.
on, don't sell yourself
Yeah, no,
short.
but Nikki for Real doesn't even have 1,000. And I get into way more rooms way easier with Nikki for Real than I do with Nikki Connected. But Nikki Connected is my business, that's what's on
But
my product.
you're a brand new 100,000 subscribe channel, so that maybe that'll change soon.
No, but compare it to 950.
Yeah. No, you made
That's
your
the
point.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that's getting me in the doors, I will say no, but the one where I was in there with Chris Pratt, that one was based off of Nikki Connected, because I was invited by YouTube. And the reason why they invited me is likely because of my police background, because it was a police-based movie. So it wasn't, I don't think it was, because it's a finance channel. It's not something that people get like excited about. Like, oh, that's fun. Let's invite her here. No, they're not inviting the finance girl. They're going to invite the goofy single mom. That's who they're going to invite.
Hey, in the chat, everyone, why don't y'all share? How do y'all feel about? Have y'all encountered situations where someone wants to be your friend, but you already kind of know, like, we're not going to click, so you just kind of pull back and kind of hope they go away? Like, let us know in the chat. Huh?
I block them.
Okay, she takes the more extreme approach, but I ain't mad at her. We can actually dive into that. So, have you ever had like any of your subscribers or fans like see you out in public and approach you like, "Hey, you're Nikki Connected," and then like, have you ever had that before?
I've had, ironically, the most of the time that, or the main time that I think I've only been recognized like twice, or I get weird stares a lot. So the
Weird
thing is, like, I
stares?
don't know. Yeah, they just, people stare at me. And I can see them like even out of my peripheral vision. Like I can see like they're staring at me. And I'm like, do they recognize me or something? Like it's just coming off as weird. Like, and that's why I tell people, like, if you see me, just say something. But the thing is though, when ironically, when I didn't even have like, I don't think I had 100 subscribers. I was living in Delaware. This is years and years ago. That I think this was around like 2015, 2016. I was doing Lyft, and some lady, she gets in my car and she's like, I know you. And I'm like, you do? And she's like, yeah, I subscribe to your channel. She's like, my sister got me subscribed to your channel. We love your channel. And I'm like, what? And that's when I was talking about couponing. And so that was one time I
Back
got
in the Deal
recognized.
Finding Diva days?
Yes, Deal Finding Diva. That's honestly, I don't remember any other time when I know there was one time I got recognized as Nikki. Oh, at a barbecue last summer, I got recognized. And somebody, she seen me at this, because we have a friend in common, or associate in common. And so she seen me at different events with this person, and she's like, "Do you have a YouTube channel?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "I knew it." She's like, "I'm subscribed to your channel." I was like, "Oh, okay." She's like, I couldn't place where I knew you from." So yeah, that's the only other time I can think of, like with Nikki Connected. That's the only time I get recognized.
Tony, right now you're on mute. I think that might be on
Yeah.
purpose. So
Yeah. I was muted on purpose. How y'all doing?
Hey.
Hey.
so good.
Yeah. I was about to say, y'all been having fantastic conversations. It's hard to listen to somebody for 2 hours and 10 minutes and, still be entertained. But yeah, it's good. It's good. I'm glad everybody's good. Happy birthday, my boy.
Hey, appreciate it. And since you did bring that up, let me actually see how the progress meter is going. How much time do I have left to hit that goal? So, only 53 minutes left. So I can.
Yeah, man.
I'm pretty confident we're gonna hit it.
Yeah. Definitely.
Tony, what do you think? What do you think about the combo?
Which part of it? The podcast part, the part y'all talking about now with making friends and all that good stuff.
How about the friend part? Or if you had a situation you can relate to in that regard, like people that want to be your friend, you're like, nah, I'm good, or something like that.
Man, I have no issues making friends whatsoever. I'm a pretty friendly guy, so I would imagine that I can't really think of a time where I really just didn't want to be friends with somebody, to be honest. But I'm one of those people, hey, the more the merrier. I don't see, you being my friend as a negative in any way, because I'm not about to let you misuse me. And that's the issue. I don't have any problem with people using me, because I use people all the time. But it's misusing that's the issue. So if somebody,
define misusing, like
So I'm sorry to hit you with a metaphor, but if you have somebody who pours into you, like if your cup is empty and they, pour a little bit in, they don't even have to fill you all the way up. They just, give you, a couple of drops or something like that. That's somebody who is beneficial to you. But if all they're doing is taking, that's somebody who's misusing. So let's say, how do I want to say it? If you got somebody who always calls you, hey man, I need you to help me move. Hey, I need you to help me do this. Hey, I need you to help me do that. And then, you like, hey, it's my turn to move. I need to call you. And they like, well, I just hurt my knee yesterday. And oh man, I don't know. I got, this thing going on yesterday. But I'll get you next time, though. It's like, all right, well, whatever time you free is the time I'm gonna be moving it. So yeah. Yeah, exactly. I do like George Carlin say, whenever people come to you like, oh man, is there anything I can do? Oh yeah, I need this back 40 mode. You know what I'm saying? I need this tree chopped down. I need all this stuff done.
Come over here and paint the garage.
Yeah, I need the garage painted. I need everything done. What you mean? But yeah, so my whole thing is
appreciate the birthday shout out. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Nah, you good. My whole thing is just, hey, look, the more the merrier, if everybody's, dripping in a little bit, eventually your cup will get full. It's not a big thing to me if you want to be my friend. That's fine. But don't call me all the time and don't ask me what I'm doing or where I'm at. I got stuff going on. Like, you don't need to know where I'm at. Like, where are you at?
Hey, Nikki, I see you kind of chuckling over there. Did he hit a very relatable note?
Yeah. I'm a giver. And that's probably one of the reasons why I say to myself, because I know people will be like, oh, she does this, especially y'all guys. I ain't gonna front. Like, I'm just talking about like just friendship wise. They know, like you have a female friend that can cook. They just like, oh, let me get a meal, Nick. Like, like why you always showing up for a meal?
I might be putting a contract on my head. Well, some of them is yet to be determined, but I don't think I have that many female friends that know how to cook. But I don't think there aren't many people that know how to cook in today's environment in general, though.
That's the thing. I noticed that. Like, I know that, that most guys, like, even like, in general, whether I dated them or not, most guys that I know, like, they don't get, cooked meals. Like, it's just like, oh, wow, you cook? Yes, I cook. My mom told me that I better learn how to cook. I was cooking when I was like 6. So it's like, no. And that's why I tell my daughter, I'm not raising a woman that cannot cook. We're not doing that. Like, I'm old school when it comes to that, but also I'm modernized old school. So it's like, I'm not going to sit up here and split 50-50 with the bills and I'm doing all the cooking and cleaning. Okay, we're not going to do that. So it's just, there's limitations to that. But, the male friends, like the platonic friends they're some of the biggest culprits. Like, Nick, what you cooking tonight, Nick? That's all I just say to myself. I can't.
Wait a minute, you ain't cooked? Well, what I'm over here for? Let me get out of here. I feel you.
Yeah, well, I will say I give people kind of the benefit of the situation since I am a vegan. They may not know how to cook vegan food, but they don't know how to cook quote unquote regular food either. But they're actually real surprised when I know how to cook. I can prepare them something that they really, really enjoy. And they say, like, you should have went to culinary school or something like that. I'm like, look, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I do feel like, I don't know, maybe the bar for cooking was set too high for me. My first girlfriend was from Gambia, and she knew how to cook. And even vegan food, she said, okay, I don't know, let me see what I could do. And she still made the baddest vegan dish that I've ever like tasted before. And this is her trying for the first time. And it's just like, I guess maybe people just can't match up to that standard. But if they knew how to cook at least average food, that would go a long way.
But I feel like with the internet these days, why do we not know how to cook?
Oh, lazy. Man, ain't nothing else to say but lazy.
Just follow instructions. Even if you don't know how to cook, you can still make a good meal. Nikki,
let me push back a little. Some people define cooking as, okay, so I got these hot dogs and these tater tots and these buns. Then I'll, put the tater tots in the oven. And when that's done, hey, your meal's ready, baby. Like, that ain't nothing. I'm talking about cooking from scratch. Like, okay, you got your flour here. And then, you're like, you got to cook from scratch. And a lot of people cooking from scratch is like, huh?
Yeah. One of my favorite shows, though, is Chopped. Where you can get, like, they give you like a basket full of different ingredients and you have to make a meal of it.
Ooh.
That's a really good show. It actually helped me get my cooking skills way up, like even better, because I'm like, oh, okay, like I only have this right now. I'll whip something up crazy. Oh, I have some heavy cream. I got some rice. I got some. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Yeah.
I don't know where you from, ma'am, but down here, we don't really get a lot of snow, and there was an ice storm recently. And because there was an ice storm, people raided the stores. It's funny, when people raid the stores, they always take, the most obnoxious things. Like, during COVID time, it was no hand sanitizer and no toilet tissue. This time there was no bread. And so I was like, wow, there's absolutely no bread here. And so I was like, all right, let me look up how to make bread. And I saw it was only 6 ingredients. I was like, wait, water, sugar, salt, flour, and yeast? Oh, yeah, I got that. So I was like, oh, let me just make some bread. So I made bread from scratch for the first time. And I think I'm going to continue just making my own bread. I can't lie.
Exactly. Exactly. A lot of this stuff is so easy to make, and we just don't, put our heads to it just to do it.
Hey,
It's funny
Rebecca,
because
I
okay.
appreciate the happy birthday shout out. If you want to hop on stream, feel free. Um, I'm not gonna call you the live stream queen because this person next to me might shoot me. That title has been delegated to her, but you can be the live stream princess. But no, you be on stream like 3-4 hours. I'm trying to be like you, Rebecca. So I'm in. If you want to hop on, the link is in the chat. But yeah, I appreciate you swinging by and wish me a happy birthday. Nikki, what were you about to say?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it's just really simple things that you can make these days. Like, I can't. It was something like within the last couple of weeks, there was something new that I didn't realize. Just like what he said with the bread, it was some. I can't remember what it was, but I was like, "Is that simple?" Oh, buttermilk, buttermilk. I was like, "Oh, this store doesn't have buttermilk." I'm like, sure enough, I asked my Amazon device, how do you make buttermilk? It was 2 ingredients. Milk and lemon
I'm
juice.
assuming butter and milk.
No, it
I
was
would be wrong.
milk and lemon juice. Milk and lemon juice will do it. And also, or if you don't have lemon juice, you can use vinegar. But that's all it is. That's all it is. I was like, how many times have I went to the store just to, for some buttermilk? Like, it's crazy.
Where are you from, madam, if you don't mind my asking?
Philly.
Philly, okay, because I heard you say you were going to New York back and forth. And I know, like, all the videos I see of people in New York, they going through it. I've personally only been once, but I enjoyed it out there.
Oh wow, where are you from?
Louisiana, the boot. Still told. Yeah. I used to live in Dallas. That's how I met Elijah. I lived out there for like 10 years. And yeah, like they say, my boy the network king. So, I met him before he was on their status.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah. Philadelphia sounds smooth. I've never been. Is that the city of brotherly love? Which one is that one?
Supposedly, yes.
Oh yeah. So that's why you
heard that before.
Yeah, that's why she's so friendly, my boy. You heard her?
They call it city of brotherly love and sisterly affection.
Okay.
Yeah. See, all that is real good. I've never
Depends on
been.
which neighborhood you're in.
Yeah. No, she's saying it depends on which neighborhood you in. If you in that,
gotcha.
Yeah, if you're in that neighborhood that Will Smith started off in, things might be a little bad. You might get in one little fight.
I spent most of my career in West Philly. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, born and raised, huh?
No, my career. I was not. I did not know things. But here's the thing. This is what a lot of people don't know about West Philly. Okay, so Will Smith was from Overbrook. Overbrook actually also has mansions. Okay, so just so y'all know, like Overbrook, has different parts. Yeah, it has different parts to it. I don't know which street he lived on, but from what I heard, he didn't live like in the worst parts. But yeah, there's a lot of judges and doctors and stuff live in Overbrook.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can definitely see that. Because he started off.
I got to get my final rep in real quick. But y'all listening in and y'all want to contribute to the stream, feel free to super chat, or you know what? I'm just gonna stop mentioning super chat. Feel free to drop the money in the Cash App if you want to get your boy a present. It's very much appreciated and it supports the stream. And Crystal, I appreciate you swinging in and saying happy birthday. Tony, what were you about to say?
No, I'm pretty sure we were still talking about Will Smith. I was just gonna say something about Will Smith. Oh yeah, he got famous real young, so I could imagine, he had money, or lived in the area with money real young.
Yeah, back
it's
in
one of them things.
Bel-Air days, right?
Yeah. It's even before then. I think he was, messing around with Quincy Jones as a teenager.
Oh.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Quincy catapulted his career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what he had to do to be catapulted. There's some rumors or whatever, but I can't speak on
Well, I mean, the person you mentioned, it had some questions pop in my head, but I'll just leave it at that.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, fun fact, I protected Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. They came to Philly when I was a cop, and it was my rookie year. And I still want to find the pictures. It was paparazzi and stuff everywhere. But yeah, they would do a peace like a peace walk type of thing here in Philly. And so they brought a lot of the celebrities with them, like Karen Parsons. She's the one that played Hillary. She's so sweet. It was her. Who else? Tashina Arnold, Tisha Campbell. He brought all of them, and yeah. So I had to like lead. Will's like over my head, right? And and Jada's here. But yeah, like had to lead them through the crowd. I thought I was the ish boy. I was like, I just got out the academy and I'm leading Will Smith. Let's go.
Yeah, I could imagine. Ooh. I was about to say, did you get to talk to any of them?
Well, Karen Parsons, I didn't have any conversations with any of them, but Karen Parsons, she actually like kind of went out of her way to say hello to me. Like she, I was just, because all the celebrities, they were just doing their own thing because they had tents and stuff. So before the walk started, like, I was like, basically walking the tents, like protecting the tents and stuff. But yeah, she like, she came over and she's like, hi, how are you? So, but yeah, she was the only person that did that. I will, she did that. She was so genuine.
Yeah.
Also somebody else that that frequents the West Philly area, Charles Barkley. Yeah, Charles Barkley. Yeah, I believe he has a house on the other side because there's actually a borderline right up there, like outside of Overbrook. There's a borderline between Philly and the next county over, which is Montgomery County. So I believe Charles Barkley has a house in Montgomery County as well. I think I heard that. But a lot of the cops in my district like came across him. It was funny because I was sitting in a police car, just sitting there one time, and he gets out. He's tall as I don't know what, and I'm like outside of a 7-Eleven park, and he like greets me, like waves at me, and deducts his head to go in 7-Eleven. I was like, "Was that Charles Barkley?"
Ducks his head.
Yeah, he had to duck his head to walk into the 7-Eleven. That's all.
God damn.
Oh yeah, I thought he was hiding.
Yeah, I thought he was hiding too. I connected the dots after you started explaining it.
It was a long time ago. And then the crazy part is one last Philly contact. I went to high school with Kevin Hart. And so the thing is, I never met Kevin Hart because of my introvertedness and shyness, both. Okay. I would say the police work broke me out of the shyness, or helped break me out. I still have my moments, but the thing was like, I was afraid to go to the lunchroom because I didn't want to get bullied. So I was a teacher's pet. So instead I would like work in the office. So I didn't have to go to the lunchroom. And I know Kevin Hart was the type to be cutting up in the lunchroom, but I'm not social. So I would never go. I think I maybe have gone to that lunchroom 3 times in the 4 years of high school.
3 times?
Yeah. Like
I was about to say, what did you eat?
No, well, what happened? No, what would happen was we would, and I mean like hang out. Like I would grab my food and go, or bring my lunch. But I worked I was in the business academy, so I worked with the teachers. And actually that really helped me out tremendously. I'm actually glad that I did that because those teachers, they put me in for scholarships and stuff I didn't even know. So my first 2 years of college was a complete full ride from what those teachers did for me because I didn't know how to fill, I didn't have help filling out the financial aid paperwork or none of that stuff. My teachers helped me do that. And so even when it came to like touring colleges and all that kind of stuff, my teachers put me in for that. They were the ones that's how I got into media. Because when I got to college, I went into communications and theater. But yeah, they would choose me to, like, I remember Gateway Computers back in the day. They donated a computer lab, and so they would pick me to do the speeches. And so it was like stuff like that. And so once graduation came out, my name got called several times for scholarships and stuff. I'm like, where did this come from? But but that's what happened when you're a teacher's pet. So
It sounds like it worked out.
oh, yeah, absolutely. It saved me a lot of money.
So
Yeah.
that's where I want to hear from both of y'all, because both of y'all are, I would say, in terms of ambition, it's hard to find someone that equals me, to be honest. I know it's a little bit of a flex, but it is what it is. But I consider you two my rivals in that category. What are y'all looking to achieve for this year?
Ooh, I achieved a lot of what I wanted to achieve already. That's the real flex. It's like, no, let me stop. But no, but it really is like, I did a post on my Nikki For Real Instagram page, and I talked about that because I told myself that I wanted to, because Elijah, you might know, I went on my first brand deal trip back in September. So a brand flew me out to Vegas, and to do an event, and that was my first time ever experiencing something like that. And I told myself, I want to travel more, I want to network more. And then ironically, YouTube had invited me to New York Fashion Week. I can't remember which month it was last year. It was like around the summertime. It was like late, or I want to say maybe September or something like that. I can't remember. But YouTube invited me to New York for New York Fashion Week. I knew nothing about New York Fashion Week. Of course, I heard of it. And even ironically, my daughter has friends that are actresses, so she had been to New York Fashion Week years ago, but I had never been there. I'm not the fashionista, never even thought that would be something on my radar. But once YouTube invited me to a New York Fashion Week event, it was really fun. Like, they had a little runway and all kinds of stuff. So I'm like, I want to go to the real New York Fashion Week. That's what I want for 2026. And sure enough, I have tickets now. I got invited to go to New York Fashion Week. So I'm going to be there next week. So, I already accomplished that. I wanted to go to a movie premiere. I went to two, with, exclusive movie premieres with the celebrities and stuff. I wanted to experience that. I experienced it twice already. So,
Tony, just so you know, what she's talking about, she was sitting in the movie premiere as in the same theater as Chris Pratt, like Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
Oh, well, if I wasn't jealous already, you made me more jealous, huh?
But yeah, I think
I actually like Chris Pratt. I think he's funny.
He is hilarious. He was so funny. Yeah. And it was actually YouTube and Amazon got together. It was an Amazon event, and they invited YouTube to bring creators. So it was just, I didn't have to spend any money, it was a good time, and it was the 3D. So, it was a good time. But I will say, I think what's left on my agenda at this point is I'm not going to say exactly what they are, but expand my brand in a couple different ways. And the last thing would be to actually go to another continent. Like, I want to actually, my daughter is a huge fan of K-pop. Like, it's like really, really bad. She's addicted. Yeah, she's addicted to the Korean culture. She's been learning Korean for years, with Duolingo and all that kind of stuff. So she's been asking for years for her sweet 16 to go to Korea. So that's on the agenda. She turned 16 this year. So that will, that's, on my bucket list. And Europe.
You said your daughter, but is that on your bucket list where you want to go to, or just your daughter? And everyone in the chat, let us know, where do you want to travel to, even if it's not going to be this year, somewhere you haven't traveled to before outside of the country.
Yeah, that's my daughter's. And
what's yours?
I want to go to Europe. I want to, I actually want to spend New Year's in Paris. That's the ultimate goal, is that I want to spend New Year's in Paris.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey Tony, how about this? How about we go backwards? What are some of the travel goals
Break it down.
that you got? And then like what's your goal for 2026?
It's funny. I hadn't really thought about what my goals were for this year, except for, just making more money. But travel goals. So there really isn't a specific place I want to go to. Like my family takes a lot of trips. And I told myself I'm gonna start going on the trips with them a little bit more. Because timing always, kind of prevented me from going. So last year, my cousin, he wanted to go to St. Croix, so everybody went out there, and I couldn't go because I just had a baby. The year before that, everybody went on a cruise somewhere, and I couldn't go to that because whatever circumstances was in the way. And that's the problem. Like a lot of times when something goes on and I can't do it, I don't even remember why I couldn't go. So it's like, oh man, I missed out on, good time with my family, and I don't even remember why. So I'm gonna try to, start doing that a little bit more. They got a Aruba trip coming up, and I told myself, all right, I'm gonna, try and clear everything out of the way so I can go there. Of course, I've always wanted to go to Cote d'Ivoire since I was young.
And where is that for people that are wondering?
Cote d'Ivoire is in Africa. I think it's the East Coast. I'm not entirely sure right now, but I know it's a majority French speaking country. And one of my friends was from there, and he would always talk about this soccer player named Drogba, and he was just like, oh man, just telling me about how beautiful it was, and how the beaches are, and just the people. And so he kind of planted that seed for me to be like, all right, yeah, I want to go over there and see what they talking about. But other than that, I'm really open to wherever. Like as long as I haven't been there before, I don't mind going anywhere. I don't mind going to Brazil. I can go to even the slums, and I'm sure I can find something baller to do. Like it doesn't really, I'm one of those people, hey, look, I can find the beauty in everything. Like it's good. It's all good. But I've definitely been to other continents, but a lot of the times I'll go on like, little resort type of trips where it's like, hey, you stay here in this area, you can't, they don't like make you stay. But as far as like going out, for free amongst the people and, mingling, talking to, I almost call them the commoners, but the locals,
Yeah.
The locals, I haven't really done that. Like, to just, like, let's say if you go to Mexico, like they'll have like different areas for you to be at, and I assume that's because certain parts are dangerous and they don't want you to, slip and run into the cartel or whatever. But I'm thinking that's just because I use what are they called? Travel agents. And so travel agents kind of, want to make sure you come back home so they can, get more of your money. And it's like, all right, well, yeah, let me go out amongst the people. I'm want to see what they're talking about. And they kind of, against it. They're like, hey, stay at this resort. Why you got to leave the resort? Everything is paid for. Everything is all good. just stay here. And it's like, I kind of want to, see what the people.
The resort is the same as living in America, or very similar in most cases. So it's kind of like you're not really. There's like culture themed stuff, but you're not really having a brand new experience because all the stuff is basically Americanized.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at least
that is true. Yeah. So there is some truth to that. Because I remember, I went to Jamaica and they had like ackee and saltfish. And so whenever I ordered the food or whatever, I was like, okay, this this looked a little weird. Tasted it, everything was good, everything was all right. And then I went out amongst the people, just kind of like moving around, and this guy who I met, he was still a part of the the tour thing, but we were out amongst the people. He was just like, oh yeah, man, that's not real food they giving y'all. That's Americanized food, blah 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 blah. And I was like, wait, it's not real food. What are y'all giving me then? He was like, oh no, they just season it to be more American and whatever. And I'm like, I can't lie, I don't know what you mean, like, because all right, so personally, right, I feel like we have the best food in the world. So whenever I hear that, like, they're Americanizing food, it's like, well, shoot. I mean, if you wanna, like, what America are you basing this off of? Like, what part of America are you seasoning this food accordingly? Because I don't taste the America that I've tasted. But I will say, Jamaica is the only place that I can say has food on par with the food here in Louisiana.
Let me say this real quick. It's interesting you say that. I know it's a different category for me being vegan, but everyone generally likes fruits. And one thing that my ex always told me is, like, the food here has no flavor. And I asked, like, what you mean? Like, you bite into a mango or a carrot or something like that, and it's so hard, and it has like hardly any taste. Versus, like, if I was to pick one off a tree back at home and from Gambia, like, it's so flavorful. And I was like, that's interesting. And I've heard my sister say the same thing when she did her internship in Costa Rica. The food had more flavor. So it's interesting to hear you say that. Nikki, what are your thoughts on that? Have you ever tried food outside of America, like literally outside of America?
Nope.
No. Because that's something on my bucket list that I actually want to experience. Because I can't experience that because I don't know what to compare it to. So I might go to, let's say, Gambia and try a mango. And once I bite into it, like, whoa, I never tasted a real mango until I experienced this. And I'm not saying it has to be from Gambia. It could really be from anywhere. But
man,
I do want to mention this real quick. We got the timer, and we are almost there. You almost got me at the 3 hour mark. We got 21 more minutes to go. I appreciate y'all bearing with me because we're gonna hit it. We're gonna hit it.
Definitely.
Yep.
But yeah, to continue what you were saying, the guy who I was telling you about earlier, he was just telling me about, different foods that we have here. And he's like, man, y'all only have like 3 versions of watermelon. We got 50. And I was like, 50? And he was like, yeah. I was like, all right, I've seen, an orange watermelon, a yellow watermelon, and a red watermelon. And I was like, there ain't that many colors. Like, where are the 50, gonna be at? Like, what do they consist of? And he acted like it was a goddamn secret. I was like, tell me about the, like, at least tell me 10.
Write it up because that'd be funny.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and then get all secretive. Like, all right, so if you got 50 different kinds of one fruit, what's the difference?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. It's one of those, hey, mum's the word. You got to go over there and find out. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I have to do that. But,
Rebecca says the pineapples I had in St. Lucia were way better than in the U.S. We also want to give Rebecca a shout out. She sent me some on the Cash App. I'm going to hijack a sound. Next time I'm going to have some kind of sound. Nikki, shoot me that link. We're going to have to talk. I need that.
I got you. I'm going to send it right now. Yep.
Also,
I will say, you good, my friend?
I say is from Colombia. And my friend says their chicken is way better. They have some kind of different breed of chicken there. Now, I will say this: when it comes to the animals, that's not something I can really comment on. So I appreciate you sharing that. I know for a fact the plant-based, like fruits and vegetables and stuff, definitely have more taste. It's true the fruits and vegetables in Mexico are so much better than here in the U.S. See, also the food here in the U.S. contains so much artisan, it's not allowed in other countries. Oh, now that's big. Some of our food is banned in other places.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, like red dye and stuff have been banned a lot of places.
And even in the fast food, some stuff is actually pretty stupid. Like in the UK, the fries are actually naturally vegan, but they're not vegan here because they use beef flavoring. Like, why? I just wonder about stuff like that. Tony, what's on your mind? I could see you start laughing.
I'll tell you a secret if you want to know.
Well, we on the topic, so feel free to share it.
Look,
I just got your section with you. I'm about to grab this out.
Anytime you read ingredients and it says natural flavor, that's beaver butthole. No, that's the butthole of a beaver. Google it right now. I'm not lying to you. That's what. I can't lie to you. You can ask Grok or whatever AI you want to ask. Google it. Yes. Anytime it says natural flavors, that's the butthole of a beaver. Why? I don't know. Maybe beaver butthole just is super tasty or whatever. But yeah, anytime you eat anything from any grocery store that says natural flavor, that's what you eat. 100%. Google it. A lot of you not.
Go that direction because I know some stuff that will get a contract. So I'm gonna fall back on that. But
you can fall back, bro. But I'm just letting you know. But as far,
I'm just saying there's other things too. But I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna like, God damn it, Elijah, you just ruined half my kitchen. Like,
look, it's ruined. If it says natural flavors,
if people want more of that content, I'll put it on the video because you applied to hear more about it. So if I say it, then you can't get mad at me.
But also, as far as like food, I've been to Mexico, I've had their chicken. I don't, anybody who's cooking meat, I don't think they cook it better than we do here. Not, y'all, like specifically Louisiana, specifically the boot. I don't think anybody else cooks better. I can't lie, especially chicken. Somebody cooking chicken better than Big Mama, you got to let me know. You got to let me know. I got to find it. I got to see it. But, but the fruits and vegetables, I'll give you that. I've seen fruits and vegetables that I didn't even know existed. Like there's something called a star apple. And when I ate it, I was like, yeah, you bite into it and it looks like it belongs on another planet. Like, legitimately, it's like, it's so foreign. And, jackfruit, you can get jackfruit here, but you can actually get coconuts here too. But, it's just not the same as, getting a coconut straight from the tree or, getting a jackfruit straight from the tree. Like to me, jackfruit tastes like lettuce.
You said it tastes like lettuce? Hey Tony, you're frozen right now. I guess you might have walked into a laggy section real quick. Oh, all
right, you haven't. Yeah. Nah, it tastes like Laffy Taffy, the candy. I mean, like to me, but I don't know if y'all have ever tried it. But the funny thing is, it smelled like booty. Yeah. I'm
reading the comments section. Some people they want to go that direction with like food stuff. So I'm gonna have to ask for. Hold on. The chat is eating it up. No pun intended. So are you like Elijah? I don't want to hear this shit, or like you don't care because it looks like the chat is down. I know Tony lives for controversy. Do you want to hear some of this stuff?
Man, if y'all want to hear some interesting stuff about what you eating, then I can lace you down. Because yeah, specifically,
it looks like Nikki's claiming the fifth. She ain't answering.
Look, we ain't got to talk about it. It ain't that big of a deal to me.
No,
It's just
okay.
y'all brought it up. So I was like, hey.
No, like some of these comments. Okay, I'll bring up these comments, and then maybe we'll talk about something else. Eye mascara.
There's multiple types of mascara, right? There's liquid mascara. There's, there's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, and Rebecca's commenting on what you said, Tony.
What did she say?
It's 100% correct. Like
100% correct. I told you. I lie to you not. Look, bruh, I didn't make it that way. I don't know why they put it in there. I have no clue why. But people eat it every day. Every day. I saw a documentary talking about it. A whole documentary on beavers' buttholes. And I was like, wow. I wonder, will people still eat this if they know? Like case in point, right? Shrimp, lobster, and crawfish are all in the same family as cockroaches. Now, if cockroaches were the same as far as taste-wise, would you eat them?
Yeah, I feel like I have immunity from this conversation since I'm vegan. So you can drop all this stuff and it just doesn't affect me, period.
Yeah, bro. Look, now I can't lie. I'm in the booth. I love shrimp. I love crawfish and all that good stuff. But I can't
go there. The stuff that's used in all the red covered beverages is basically it comes from a South America bug called the Cockadidus bug, and that's basically mixed up and mixed in your red beverages. So unless you're
man.
No, we gonna move on because it's turning into a different type of stream.
No worries. I
would say ending off. I didn't share a travel goal that maybe I want to have. It might not be this year, but I actually do have an interest in going to Kenya. I haven't decided. Some of my friends are from Kenya. It's either going to be Nairobi or Mombasa. But a lot of people don't know this about me, but I actually do speak Kiswahili. So it's actually a place that I wouldn't have to learn the local language, because that's actually a big thing with me. Some people I'll just go and then I'll just rely on a translator or like people speak English, all that stuff. I mean, you can, but if you could learn, I wouldn't want to be in a place and not take an interest in learning the local language. So wherever I go, I want to know some of the local language. Since I haven't been outside of America yet, that would probably be the easiest place to go because I already speak the local language to a certain degree.
Yeah, it's legit, bro. I actually did know that about you, though. But yeah, let me ask you this: when do you think you'll be able to go to Kenya?
You know what? That's a good question. I haven't really given it any thought. I guess there's nothing stopping me from going now. I guess I just got to put down a date. Now, I will say this. When I go, I'm going to put together a travel crew. I'm not really a fan of traveling alone. Like, some people, they'll travel alone. That's fine domestically. Internationally, I think you should have a crew. It's a better experience. And obviously, safety-wise, it's better. So I would put together a travel crew. Chad, if y'all want to be part of that travel crew, let me know. Maybe I'll start a list and you can get on it, and we'll vote on where we go and get this traveling on.
I can't lie. Like I said, I understand the rules of being in other places, so I don't really fear going to different places as far as out of the country or whatever. The golden rule is don't start and then won't be nothing. So if I go to a place and everything look a little sketchy, it's like, all right, let me mosey on over here, or whatever area I'm in. Like, hey, if I see a whole bunch of people walking down the street with machetes, it's like, all right, don't look like a good area to be.
there are some basic street smarts. I will say that. I'm not putting the community on blast. I do know there's a whole community of people who are, like traveling all over the place, like going to Colombia and places like that. I'll just name drop the name, the Master Bros. I've heard some stories about them, but in my opinion, they're pretty stupid. Like they'll go to bars and be ordering drinks and then be talking to chicks and not be looking at their drink, and they slip something and they get drugged. Like, I think you need to have a level of basic street smarts and go from there. And I feel like some of these cats don't have that, so it might be something to brush up on before, just traveling, especially if you're going to travel alone.
Look, I don't know how I would respond if somebody tried to drug my drink, bro. Like, I don't really have my drinks around people. Like, usually my stuff is, right in front of me. And if I'm going to the bathroom or something like that, yeah, that drink is over with. Bartender.
You're street smart, Tony. Some people ain't.
Yeah.
Like, I guess I took it for granted.
Bartender. Please tell me another drink.
Will I be inviting the veggie outers? I'm down. Yeah, that's something we could talk about. I definitely would be going to somewhere that's vegan friendly. But I do feel like a lot of that is overblown. I think any place can be vegan friendly provided you have access to produce and vegetables. But it goes back to knowing how to cook. If you don't know how to cook, that might be a bigger problem. But yeah. Hopefully it's before my retirement move to Panama. So Jeanette, you're really set on retiring in Panama. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
We got 7 minutes left. So we almost there. So as we're closing out, do y'all have any questions that y'all want to hit me with? It doesn't have to be about anything in particular. But yeah.
What's going on right now that you feel you need to comment on? Whether it's in world news or something in your life that you hadn't been asked about yet. Something you want the people to know, or just something you want to draw some attention to?
Well, there is one thing, but I would never make a video on it, like ever. Like, forget that shit. But
talk about it.
You had more interest in this than I did starting out, but I didn't really look into exactly what it was. And then as more information came out, I started realizing what it was, and now I actually have an interest in uncovering it. But the Epstein files, but I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
Look, bro, I just think it's so funny, like how people are backpedaling. It's like everybody came out like, "Oh no, I didn't know him. I hated that guy." And it's like, well, it says here that you sent him this, you sent him that, you begged him to go to the island. It's like, and now the backpedaling, bro. Oh, bro, Elon is backpedaling so fast. He about to run off the side of the earth, bro. I love it. I love it.
Well, I think now we know the real motivation on why he wanted to go to Mars so bad, right? Let me stop.
Look, hilarious. We don't got to talk about it if you don't want to, my boy, but it is one of them things.
Let's not, because I don't know if that will get this stream demonetized. Now, I know you see a bunch of YouTube channels talking about it, but I do. It's conspiracy. I'm gonna put my 10-4 Kofi hat on real quick. Conspiracy theory mode. The mainstream media isn't covering this, and you kind of brought up how like all these YouTubers are talking about it, but it's funny how like the mainstream media is just missing and not covering it. I think that can eventually extend to YouTube, saying like, "Hey, we don't want anything to do with this, so we're going to change our policies." And if you talked about it, bad things might happen. So that's why I'm good. That's why I said I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole, but I will be following the story. Like that YouTuber Zappy, the video I sent you, that dude is funny, but he also breaks it down. When he comes out with a video, I'm gonna be watching. Lunar New Year is coming up. It's Year of the Horse. Yeah, I heard about that. Last year was supposed to be the Year of the Snake, which is supposed to be about shedding. I'm not heavy into it, but I found that kind of interesting because everyone seemed to have a crappy 2025. That might not be completely universal, but most people I know, 2025 was a different kind of beast for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, I hated 2025. Can't lie to you. Worst year ever. Worst year ever. But it's crazy because personally it was the worst year, but business wise it was the best. Like I had more success, monetarily this past year than any other year in life. But personally, it was just so terrible. So terrible. But I'm not familiar with what New Year they're talking about. Which New Year is it for the snake?
She was referring to the Chinese New Year.
Okay. Well, yeah, never mind. I am a little familiar with that. Just a little.
Hey, you went kind of mute. We can't hear you. Are the feds trying to take you down like they did? I knew I shouldn't have brought. I said the E
Oh my
word. Now they
goodness.
trying to take stuff down. I should have kept my mouth shut. While let's reconnect it on. Nikki, what about you? Did you have something you want to ask me?
So, how much would you make somebody pay you to see the Melania movie?
Wait, what? Wait, hold on. I got to hear that again. What was it?
I said, how much would you make somebody pay you to see the Melania movie? What's your price?
Now, that's pretty much asking me to. You're giving me a blank check and asking me to write a number.
Oh my goodness.
Well, it had to at least be 6 figures. I saw the Rotten Tomatoes score. I think it was single digits on both.
It was 8 when I saw it.
Yes, somehow the fans is like at 100%. Oh, we loved it. Yeah, I call bullshit on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is it supposed to be about?
Her walking around.
Her walking around. Did you see it?
No, I saw a lot of videos where they reviewed it and stuff. So my feed is like full of that stuff. Like,
oh man.
One guy took notes and he really broke it down for like 20 something minutes about like how she just walked from room to room. And I heard other people were saying the same thing. Like she's just like walking from room to room, basically.
I don't know. I don't really know too much about it. I honestly just found out about it coming out relatively recently this week. But I never thought she was that interesting to begin with. I don't see how they could turn. How long is the movie?
2 hours.
Yeah. I can't watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the
You can see
screen.
them?
That's what the current score is.
Mm-hmm. So they're paying people. Yeah, 7. And they're paying people. I know. Well, they were paying people on Craigslist to see it, and they were offering $50, but you had to stay in your seat the entire time. And the thing was, they ended up having to take the post down because it ended up being a violation of like something with election funds. So we know who it was that was offering it. So yeah.
Hold on now. Like, you can't find a better way to make $50 in pretty much 2 hours, because that's what it comes down to. Come on.
Yeah, and think about it. Bezos paid like $75 million to make that movie.
Why?
Yeah.
I
forgot what her cut was. Yeah, but between the promotion paying her and the filming of it ended up being around $75 million. But the thing is, though, people were saying this is actually like a smart move for Bezos, because it's like 75 million is it's a lot to us. But they were saying, think about it. He's doing this as a favor, of course, to get favors back, including, look this way when I got to come file my taxes or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Like past certain things. And basically they were saying he's going to end up saving that, way more than that amount of money financially from the favors. So
Oh yeah, easy. Look, I
Yeah.
was talking to somebody the other day. Like, it's really hard to wrap your head around how much a billion really is, and Jeff Bezos got hundreds of billions. So it's like a million is really a drop in the bucket. Like, really, really. I think what they said, if you were to count 1,000,000 seconds, you would be counting for, like, 9 days or something like that. But if you tried to count 1,000,000,000 seconds, you're gonna be counting for like 35 years. So it's a drop in the bucket.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well,
My boy,
it looks like we hit it. Take a look at the screen, Tony.
There you
my
go.
boy. Look, I can't lie to you. It's an accomplishment. And like I said, it was at least when I was listening. I don't know about when I got on, but when I was listening, it was pretty much entertaining the whole time. I think it's real hard to keep somebody entertained for 3 hours. And then, especially when y'all were talking about, people talking over each other in podcasts. It's like, man, you can't really tell what's going on. It's like, what's the point of all this? It's just loud in my ear.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Well,
Man, that's an accomplishment, my boy.
It is. And this set the momentum, and it also kind of set the format going forward. So I got plenty of stuff to work with, and we'll see if we can make this a regular occurrence. Obviously it won't be a birthday stream every single time we have a topic and all that stuff. Yeah, officially have streamed for longer than 3 hours, so that's an accomplishment. Rebecca, like I said, you're my idol. You be on there. I know you're streaming a game, but I mean, you be on there for almost like 3.5, 4 hours. So yeah, I'm coming for you. You're inspiration for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all hanging in there with me. Now that I'm actually hit the goal, I just realized maybe I ignored my stomach one too many times. So it's time to go ahead and grab something to eat. But everyone, I appreciate y'all tuning in for the birthday stream this year. Awesome things are coming down the pipe. And let's just keep this momentum going.
All right, happy birthday.
All right. Blessings. Happy birthday.
All right, I'll catch y'all later.
Bye.
Yes, sir.